The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How you doing, San Antonio? What's the latest? Boys and gals? My latest is internet sucks.
Where are you? You're in the dark. Yet
Yeah.
you are not in the dark. I can see you, but
The
they can't.
my interwebs are scuffling today.
You're not using the prescribed
Oh, you're on
computer.
Your
You're using
computers.
one of those fancy Apple computers.
Yeah.
We're old school, man.
Here
We're
we
working
go.
on Windows 98.
How about that?
Hey, I know that, dude.
What's up?
Sup?
That's me. That person in the video. Oh no, Rob, what's happened? Oh no.
That lung cancer over there?
Wow, that
Rob.
was one long. I've only got one left,
You're ruining my intro.
dude. I'm sorry. I'm back.
Gross.
That was gross. That jumped out at me.
Did you swallow part of your plug or what?
I don't know what that was.
Ugh. Well,
Oh,
there you go. Wash it down with some
Thank you.
caffeinated cucumber water.
I'm bougie like
That'll fix everything. And when you swallow, I'm sure like when the dude invented Copenhagen, he's like, yeah, if you swallow a little bit, just wash it down with some caffeinated cucumber seltzer.
Anybody who hadn't had a little bit of Copenhagen cucumber water, you're really not living. That's Texas right there.
As we watch two virgins
Did you say virgins?
No, I meant to say two table tennis players. Did I say virgins?
Well,
That's weird.
That's kind of implied, I think. All I know is I've been doing ping pong wrong.
You got the wrong grip.
Learned the game of ping pong entirely wrong.
You got the wrong grip.
The service is key, and the contortions you get into before you serve a table tennis laser.
Do they play by different rules than I do?
I'll tell you what, whatever they're doing, I didn't learn how to do.
Did you not play with the rules? I was always taught, and I'm pretty sure I was taught how to play officially in junior high.
What do you mean you were taught how to play officially?
Were
you like in a Forrest
PE
Gump
once?
league?
They had like a
okay, so you had to learn at school.
you had to learn like the rules.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom and
Yeah.
athleticism, ping pong.
I used to. I remember. I want to say it was about 11 years old. I stopped being able to get the blue ribbon because I couldn't stretch far enough.
Oh, that sucks. I
Yeah.
remember having that's very stretch. Is
That
that still a
box
thing?
stretch.
The Presidential Freedom.
I don't think
remember that was
the
fitness
presidential
challenge?
physical fitness test.
Yeah,
I don't think they do it anymore.
that was like
But-
our own little Hitler use thing.
I
Yeah.
remember the first time I got the red ribbon, I was so humiliated,
I know.
and I didn't understand why. I was like, "Who cares if I can touch past my toes?" That's
Here.
right. What I'm learning about this though is what this guy is serving from. I thought you had to serve.
Behind.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but you not only that, but if you serve from the left side, you have to serve to the opposite corner of the table. But watch,
No, you don't have to do that.
you could serve anywhere on the table.
Yeah.
I've been playing wrong my whole life.
See, I'm telling you that they play an entirely different game than I grew up.
I thought it was like tennis, where if you're on
I know exactly what
the
you're
left
saying.
side, your opponent's on the right, you have to serve into that box.
I think it's just a matter of what side you want to defend, depending on what hand they're playing with. You know what I mean?
Man, what a complex game.
See?
Yeah, because he served left side to left side.
It doesn't matter.
That's BS. He's cheating, man.
Well, this is one of the few times I'm diving in on the frog side. I'm on the side of the bespectacled frog.
Is this a gold medal match? I don't know, but yeah, these are the two
virgins?
Well, that's not what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
That was implied though. It's a semifinal.
Oh, okay.
So I don't. I don't know. I want whoever's the weaker player to win. I want it to be an upset because, I think
thought
it's
we
going
were
to be that French guy.
anti-China. No
I
matter
am.
what.
I
Okay.
am. But it's not the finals. And I am. I'm anti-China first and foremost in the Olympics because they are still second in the gold medal count.
Are they still second?
Yeah, they
But
are.
we're smoking them though.
No,
right?
we're up by 2 gold medals.
That's it. Still.
2. Yeah.
I thought we had taken a few more.
No, the Chinese have gotten better.
You know why? Because they're still doing some diving.
Yeah.
And as long as that's going on, they're going to pick up a medal or two.
That Chinese gal who dove yesterday made a negative splash.
It is ridiculous, the physics behind a splash, because I don't know how you can do what she did. You have to have some kind of special suit.
Well, I guess they probably did.
That kind of pulls the water in with you.
Or you have to be, I guess you also have to just be really good at diving.
Well, there's that. But I know I can be perfectly vertical and even point my toes like the nimble little minx I am, and I'm still leaving a bomb of a splash.
Well, I can't do that. You know why? Because I can't reach far enough down the box to grab my own ankles.
Well, I can tell by your permanent record. It says right here in 6th grade you were unable to touch your toes.
Yeah.
You were eliminated from all kind of possibilities from that point on. You were destined for greatness, and then the government saw that and said, no, not going to happen. You were going to be government service.
I was very limited by what I could do in jiu-jitsu because I'm like the least flexible jiu-jitsu guy ever. And I just have to be on top. I have to get on top and smash you because if I'm not.
So I've always been rather stiff too. So, you get into games and you got guys helping you warm up and stretch out. Inevitably, if you help me stretch out, I'm going to fart on you.
Oh,
it's just happens. I couldn't. So that's why I just stayed.
Hold on. I'm taking a note here.
If you're limbering me up,
Rob.
If you're limbering me up, you're in a personal space that very few have been allowed to enter. But, yeah, it just happens. I don't know what it is. That's why I've never done yoga in a group because I'm going to blast some. They just pop out.
Okay. Well, it could be dietary.
Well, it could be. Or maybe maybe my body needs a certain amount of tension.
Maybe so.
To hold that stuff
That's entirely possible.
Because you start letting this thing loosen up, all kinds of stuff start coming out.
Do you have anyone who you're comfortable enough with that you say, you know what?
My beloved wife.
Oh, and a happy anniversary.
Yeah, 32 years. We did.
You didn't even know. You were trying to do the math.
30 was significant. After that,
Well, that was only 2 years ago,
You reach a point where you're like, she ain't going nowhere, neither am I.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the romance is gone.
That's right.
That's why when she limbers me up, I fart.
But at least she'll still limber you up.
I mean,
you got to prepare for your annual sex somehow.
It is. Well, that's not till my birthday.
You don't do that on the anniversary.
No, the anniversary is kind of like it's my anniversary too. So leave me alone.
Oh, okay.
Your gift to me will be leaving your hands off me.
What's the big plan? What are you going to do?
Really normally on anniversaries during the week, we'll probably go do something small. I mean, an anniversary
IHOP or something.
That's for the big ones.
Okay. That's for 30.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, McDonald's, Arby's, if she's being extra special tonight.
You eat too much of that horsey sauce, and she stretches you out later. It's going to be bad.
Oh, baby.
Sorry, babe. That was the beef and cheddar talking. Yeah. Well, happy anniversary, Rob.
I will. Thank you.
Are you gonna cook or like?
No, we'll do some kind of happy hour or something small.
But you haven't planned anything out yet.
I have a couple of ideas. It's kind of up to her. I didn't, but as far as gifts going, there's no gift this year. I didn't give one.
No, okay.
But I did. I had a card that I left in the bathroom, so she'll see it the first thing when she wakes up.
I was gonna say, did you leave it in bed under your blood-soaked sheets?
It turns out they were. She goes, I didn't see anything, and last night I pulled the sheet back, and there was
it's a mess.
If the police came, if I had disappeared and they pulled the sheets back, they would accuse her.
Yeah,
it's like in the marital bed.
You drained him out by his toes, didn't you?
There's a little bit of blood there.
We got plenty to talk about today. We've got good news. And this is something that maybe was unexpected to some. Team USA lady basketball won again.
Covered too.
Oh, yes. They're good at sports playing. So we'll talk about them. And now the men have to follow it up. Like for it's like the third time in 2 weeks they're playing these
The Serbs, man.
Serbians.
Serbians. This is a different team than they played the first time.
Why is it different?
They're playing harder. I think they were playing possum in the round robin exhibition period of this.
You think the Gerbans were, or the
Gerbans?
I think the Americans are.
Well, the Americans are just better. They weren't playing possum. They just weren't very good when they played the Serbians the first time, as far as being a team. Now they're playing like a team and smoking team. So
I think we're going to make sweet love to those Gerbans.
I think that Joker's ready to go ride some horses.
I think so too. What do you mean bronze medal game? I'm out. We're out. We lose. We're out. No, you got to play one more game for the bronze medal. I don't want to do this. I got to go home.
I got to be back in Denver in a month.
Yeah, Joker seems like the least likely candidate to play for his country because he just doesn't. Joker doesn't like basketball. He just wants to be done with this. He's like, can I not? I bet he calls his accountant every day. Can I retire yet? Can I retire yet?
No, his brothers are like, no, we got too much money out on the street.
Not yet, Bubba. So we'll talk about Team USA. We'll talk about Dak Prescott. There's an article written in The Athletic that hits a lot on something I've talked about for years now, in how difficult it is to win once you pay your quarterback a certain percentage of the salary cap. Like once your quarterback is really up there in dollars, good luck.
We're at what, 20% of the salary cap? We start talking 60 million.
Yeah. And the list of people who have won it making 15% of the salary cap is Patrick Mahomes.
And he's underpaid.
Yeah. That's him. He's the only one who's ever done it. So now when you start talking about 20%, the list of guys who have done it making 10% of the salary cap: Mahomes, Brady, Stafford. That's it.
You wonder if Jerry's been following the actuarial tables.
I mean,
looking at the numbers and going, you know what?
Might be wise.
I'm a oil man.
Might be wise.
I know when I look for a glory hole, what I'm looking for.
I want me some glory hole. That's look at that.
I want me some glory hole.
As if
that's right.
It is the absolute glory hole.
Boy, he says that a lot, doesn't he?
He does. He loves that
glory
term.
hole on the brain, doesn't he?
All in glory hole. All in glory hole.
Separate, they mean different things. Together, it means something entirely
combined.
It's the sum of its
with their
parts
powers combined.
Greater.
Imagine having you got to hold a flag up with your favorite competitor's name at the Olympics, and his name is Fan Zedong.
Big fan of the donger.
Fan the dong. Me too, Bubba. Me too. My
wife yesterday goes, why is someone offering a French pole vaulter $250,000 for an appearance? She said, what did he do?
Oh.
And I was like, honey, I don't know if I want you to Google this or not.
Yeah, you stay off the internet
because
for the next 3 weeks.
Just remember, things on television are much bigger than they appear.
The camera adds 15 pounds.
It adds 15 pounds. And
sometimes it's all focused in one spot.
Depending on how the pixels, it's a whole scientific. What you're seeing isn't real. So she had to find out.
Just know, before he tried that pole vault, there was a robbery at a local delicatessen, and someone stole a full-sized bologna.
And I'm not trying to say that he's a thief.
I'm not accusing him, but he's been found.
Have you ever watched Spinal Tap, the movie?
Yes.
Where the dude gets caught in the airport with a cucumber wrapped in foil in his pants?
Yeah. That's my worst nightmare, to be honest. That's why I never wrap it in foil.
Don't wrap it in foil.
No,
that's the rule number
worst
one.
Thing you can do.
I got zeroed in. I got a full body search on coming out of LAX.
Did you?
I went through the magnet whatever thing where you put your hands above your head.
Yeah, the thing.
And then when I
cancer.
stepped out, I wasn't sure. They said, "Can you step over here, sir?" And as I turned, they had the camera, and it was like my skeleton with a big red spot right on my crotch.
Oh,
yeah.
What'd you have shoved up there?
It was a weapon, you know. Well, they had to give me the old rub down, make sure make sure I wasn't augmenting.
But did they use the back of
Don't
their
tell
hand?
me you weren't. Yeah, well, he told me I'm going to use the back of my hand. I'm going to do both vertical and horizontal lines. And then as he was getting ready to go, he goes, "Would you prefer a private room?" And I was like, "What the hell are you about to do?" And he goes, "No, I'm going to do." And he told me again. I was like, "No, bro, go do what you got to do." And he did.
Did he offer you to get a lady?
No, it was going to happen.
I don't know how they can tell anything with the back of your hand.
It wasn't for lack of trying.
I don't like.
He has very sensitive knuckles.
That must be it.
But
Like
the
they're
way
well trained.
I didn't have to sit down. I had to or bend over and cough. I didn't have to do that.
Well, that's good.
But I did have to do a lunging move.
Really?
Yeah, I had to step forward with a little lunge so he could use the back of his knuckles to kind of get up in there.
Way up in the
find the gooch. Get in there and knuckle the gooch. Which is
goodness.
That's a good term. You ever had your gooch knuckled?
No. I'd pay good money for that, though.
Of a dirty Sanchez, right?
I don't know that's different things.
No, it's not.
That's
See, I don't
different.
Know. See that term is some kind of like a secret menu. I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, you should look that up.
I know it's something bad.
You should look that up.
I don't really want to.
That's a lot different.
Okay, then what's a rusty trombone?
Whoa, what? Wow.
I have questions, Uncle AJ.
What the hell, man?
And you're the only guy.
We need to go to break immediately. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I apologize.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Can a president not have sex with a porn star?
Clinton did it. No one had a problem with Clinton doing it.
Or Kennedy, or...
No one had problems with them doing it, right?
It's definitely an ingredient that was injected from the other side. What's the guy's name?
Mm-hmm.
The evil guy from Hungary, super rich.
Dracula?
No.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off. From first downs and touchdowns.
That's right.
To turnovers. No! And overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. It'll only get...
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Looking for the perfect spot to catch the game? Come to 49 Cigars, where great sports meet the finest cigars. Enjoy big screen TVs, an exclusive cigar collection, plus BYOB, Visit 49 Cigars at the Village of Stone Oak, Suite 101, 49cigars.com.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime. It's showtime indeed. Rob with a wild start to the morning show. I don't know where that came from.
I just had questions. I'm sorry.
Well, I hope you've Googled during the break.
No, we have these firewalls.
Oh. I guess we are in Texas. You gotta confirm your ID, confirm your age.
And I wasn't going to swipe my driver's license.
No way. Like no way. When we were in California, I don't know that I used my internet for anything but pornography because it was the Wild West. There. It's free and available to everyone. They're like, oh, how old are you? Oh, just kidding. We don't care.
Here's some weed. Watch some porn.
Pick what you want. I didn't have time to watch any porn, actually. I pretty much slept. Though if I wasn't up with Rob doing the morning show or
we were trying to find a pillow someplace.
Yeah, or I wasn't at the what's the name of that bar? The Rudder Room. Which, by the way, that's the thing about this crew, Vic. Be glad you don't go on these trips.
Right, yeah.
There's a lot of fun things. Like I had some great meals together, but like they love the idea that this bar is so crappy. They're like, this is the crappiest bar in the whole
some interesting
county.
People. You met when you go to the dive bar of that town, you meet the salt of that earth. You meet the people of the town.
I think what the crew also realized is when you take me to a bar like that, I'm bad at holding my tongue. So if there's people who are behaving a certain way, like I'll say something about it, and some people take offense to that. And
that's the other good thing about a dive bar. There's always a fight.
There might be a fight.
There's always the possibility.
Yeah.
Just the
living on the
danger.
Edge. Especially after a few, right?
Well, I mean, we were drinking with those Navy dudes, and we met some hobos, some beach bums.
What kind of bar is that?
And when you say after a few, I'm not going to name who it was in our party, but somebody fell asleep in the bar.
Well, that's why you go to a place like that. He wasn't the only one,
and I shook him, and he still didn't wake up.
Well, yeah.
That's yeah.
But he's in his defense, he's fallen asleep in far nicer establishments than that. He's been in some of the finest restaurants this great country has to offer it and fallen asleep in a corner.
And by the way, it's also good that I'm not in charge of the I'm not the team mom on these trips because
that's never going to happen.
If I were the team mom, we would have left him there and put a note in his pocket. We would have taken his phone and put a note in his pocket with a scavenger hunt. Like, you want to get home?
Nice.
Here's how you get home.
Luckily, the runner room, if he had to, he could have walked. It would have been a hike about a mile, but he could have made it.
In his state, I'm not so sure. I mean, he could have made it the next day.
I mean, yeah, eventually. But it would have been too treacherous. Oh, in the wee. Well, I mean, it wasn't that late.
I mean, the bar was about to close.
So yeah, 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was our last. I mean, we were done working, so it was like he didn't.
We were about to have to get up for work anyway.
No, that
was Friday.
This was Friday night. Yeah, we were done. Okay. We were done working for the trip.
We were heading in at the time we normally would have gotten up.
But yeah, you would have had to go. Would have had to get there in time to get to the airport and things like that.
And he was the one that was sleeping.
Yeah, not us.
Not us. We were powering through.
But that's also we take naps.
Yes, we do.
And that's that's where we were winning the deal. Team USA, the lady basketball players, domination. Rob,
they're so good. They're so what I would love to just take a game video and splice up all the perfectly run plays. The execution from the ladies is just spectacular.
They didn't cover, by the way.
Oh, I thought they had. What was it, 27?
88-74 was the final.
Oh, and they let them back in. But
yeah, they let them back in.
That game was way, way over by halftime.
A'ja Wilson, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Ho-hum.
Yeah, ho-hum.
Third double-double of the Olympics. I mean, Breonna Stewart, 13 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. No big deal. There's just, I don't know that there's, and they were up by 19 at halftime. They kind of took off the gas, but this is going to be that it's the guaranteed gold medal.
Yeah, there's nobody even in the same hemisphere.
Even on a day when they didn't play their best, it's like, well, it's over. Today we get USA men against Serbia. The on-offs for Serbia in these Olympics.
The what?
The on-off, like the plus minus when Joker's on the court versus when he's off.
Mm-hmm.
So when Serbia played Australia, Joker was the Serbians were plus 17 with Joker on the court. 38 minutes of play. When he was off the court, because remember there was overtime in that game, for 7 minutes, they were minus 12.
I'm not a firm believer in the plus minus, but when you apply it to that dude, it's exactly right.
But when they played the US, the on-off splits for Joker, when Joker was on the court against Team USA, 31 minutes, they were even. In the 9 minutes that Joker was off the court against Team USA, they were minus 26. When Joker was not on the floor against the U.S., it was men against boys.
And they do have Bogdan. They have another 2 pros on that team. That kid from Memphis can play.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the thing about
they don't have the depth. We've got just crazy depth.
It is ridiculous to watch these games whenever you hear the buzzer go off and watch the bomb, because it's never just one sub. It's always like 3 dudes that come in, and they're all spectacular. They just keep coming at you. And Halliburton hardly even gets off the bench.
Yeah. It's going to be. I think that the U.S. has figured it out to where it would shock me if they lost at this point. A couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, maybe they're more vulnerable than I thought. But I think now they've just completely figured it out.
Yeah, they're now on full react and mode. They don't have to even think about it
anymore. When other teams, like when Serbia is having to, go to overtime and, survive against Australia. And like you said, they don't have the depth. The U.S. is just chilling. They're who wants to play? Who wants some minutes? We're up 50. Who wants a few minutes here? That's a big advantage in the next game.
And I don't want to get lost in the moment because I don't think that the current international crop is as good as it's been. Like the Spanish with the Gasols and the the Rudies and those, they're not there. And some of the other roster teams that are traditionally pretty competitive haven't been. But as a whole, I think international competition is better. But I don't think as for the recent past, it's as good. And I don't want to get lost in the moment, but I do think that this is the best team since the Dream Team. I don't think we'll see the likes of this kind of talent arrayed, 1 through 10 again for a minute. I mean, when we're talking about the all-time leading scorer in Durant and LeBron and those guys that have been around for 10, 15 years, this is about as good a team as we can put together.
Yep. All right, let's hit a break. I'm not supposed to say that.
No.
Damn it. We'll talk
but stay
more.
here. Act as if you didn't hear that.
Yeah. Let's
stay right here.
Let's do that again. Coming up, let's talk about, and we'll talk more about Team USA, obviously, as the show goes on. What's going on at practice for the Seattle Seahawks? It is wild out there. DK Metcalf's a damn fool. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, we have got some preseason football action. Can't wait to see Drake May against Bryce Young.
What about the Lions-Giants game? Oh, that won't be on TV. They're serving us up Carolina and New England on the NFL Network. We'll also talk Texans with John McClain. He joins us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's Jason and Joe from The Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
Wherever I travel, I've learned that local knowledge is key to a great journey, but so is knowing the language. And that's where Rosetta Stone comes in. They're now offering a lifetime membership to all 25 of their languages. You can dabble in French, try a little German, learn Japanese or Swedish, and you can now get 50% off Rosetta Stone's lifetime unlimited subscription. Visit rosettastone.com/radio today to purchase and then learn for life. That's rosettastone.com/radio.
This is the famous footwear that makes us actually want to go back to school, with the newest styles from all your favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. You'll find everything kids want, all at prices parents can appreciate, because you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Famous Footwear even has fit experts in store to make sure you get the right size every time. So for the perfect fit, make it famous. Plus, right now, buy one, get one half off when you shop your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Selling your home is full of catch-22s. Do you pay for upgrades like new flooring and fresh paint to sell for more, or put that money toward your dream home? Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. I want to tell you about Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, where you can do both. Get more money for your current home and put more money down on your new one. Here's how it works. Orchard makes you an impressive backup cash offer for your old home. That unlocks cash for you to buy and move into your new home. Next, your Orchard team handles the repairs and upgrades on your old home at no upfront cost. Then your local Orchard agent lists, shows, and sells your home on the market. One customer said, quote, Orchard sold my home for more than I expected and I got a golf cart. Home selling doesn't have to be a catch-22. With Orchard, get expert guidance and top dollar for your home. Visit Orchard.com and start with your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com. This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We talked about practice and how sometimes it's these practices with the joint practice with two teams, they can get a little feisty and leads to drama and fights and stuff like that. Well, you like to think that there's going to be less fighting, at least real serious fighting amongst your own team. And you're going to see a little fighting at every training camp. There's going to be shoving. There's going to be whatever. There's a lot of testosterone moving around. However, what happened in Seattle yesterday is wild. DK Metcalf tore an opponent or a teammate's helmet off, swung it, and hit another teammate's helmet with it. Like, it hit another teammate in the head with somebody else's helmet. Trey Brown, a cornerback, punched receiver Jake Bobo in the face after he'd lost his helmet. Then Brown got into it with Metcalf. Metcalf yanked his helmet off and swung it. Missed Brown, but hit the safety, Kayvon Wallace. Luckily, he was wearing one of those absurd
sleeve stack helmets.
Yeah, one of those giant Guardian helmets or whatever they call them. All the more reason, by the way, for the Cleveland baseball team to change their name again. It's such a bad name, and like to now be, that's the Guardian cap. The Guardian cap is what they call that. And apparently this was all happening on NFL Network because they were like.
I'm watching the video of the fight going on right now, and it does just kind of happen behind the two dudes doing a little sit down talking about the fight.
Whoops.
Now, I will say in DK's defense, it appears that he gathered the team together post-fight.
Oh,
and really made it an inspiring message to the team.
Yeah, after he yanked his teammate's helmet off and tried to swing it at him.
It was a positive message.
Dude,
he was just showing the value of this guy's probably undrafted free agent, and they're tackling W's. But the team itself came together in unity after he bashed the skull of somebody else with a teammate's helmet.
Coach Mike McDonald said the players are getting tired of going against one another. Said we're right on the line now. I think the guys just realize that. Hey, let's take care of one another. Definitely don't want people fighting out here, especially against our own teammates. Then DK gave a great message at the end of practice, putting everything into perspective. The guys finished it out the right way. So I'm proud of our guys.
Me too.
Dude, he swung his helmet at a teammate. He yanked a teammate's helmet off, swung it at that teammate's head, luckily missed, but still hit another teammate in the head with the helmet. So proud of you guys. Like, way to handle it like men.
Only one felonious assault today.
Oh, good job, boys.
We can go ahead and mark off that chalkboard. Number of felonious assaults, only one.
And the thing is, with practices, the discipline doesn't exist really unless, I mean, it's basically on the team. Like, so obviously if DK Metcalf took a swing at someone with a helmet in a game, he'd be fined for a good while.
He
might, maybe for the remainder of the season.
He'd be sitting down. I know that.
But because it happened at practice, the team decides. You think the team's going to suspend DK Metcalf for the season?
Well, he had a good message. AJ.
Yeah, he was a real leader at the end. After he attempted assault, you know, maybe even attempted murder.
Well, wait a minute. I'm looking at something here. During joint practices last week between the Giants and the Lions, because of all those fights, the league instituted $200,000 in fines for each club.
Yes,
because
that's
that was in a
only
mixed club
in joint practices.
Oh, so this one, just keep it amongst yourself. Well, maybe they just need to go practice somebody.
Because teams aren't going to sanction their star players for stuff like that. I mean, there's just no way.
Well, we talked about the message that fighting brings, and I do get up to the line. You want a combative squad. You just want to be combative against other dudes, not your dudes.
Yeah, doesn't seem like the wisest.
The good news is the games start tonight. You can start letting some of that juice out on somebody else.
Yes, and we'll talk about those games later on in the program. Rob and I had a very, very important off-air conversation that I want to bring up on the other side, because now my mind is spinning about something, and I've got to get it off my mind. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, line up. Head over to Tri-County Meat Market. It's almost time to get that grill hot for the weekend, and Tri-County's got everything you need to up your grilling game. They say it, and I absolutely believe it. A great meal always starts with a great meat coming out of Tri-County. And, when you talk about great meat, what is that? Well, it's curated by professionals. It starts at prime and works its way from there. It involves words like akaushi and wagyu, inch and a half, bone in, bone out, porterhouse, ribeye. Those that know what they're chasing know to go to Tri-County, because not only do they have the very best, if they don't have it readily available for you, they'll make sure it's cut and ready for you before you walk out the door. And you also want to trust the meat professionals to take care of the prepared side of things. So if you're looking for fajitas where there is no fuss, no muss, take it home and put it on the grill or the griddle, don't go anywhere but Tri-County. They are seasoned perfectly. And whether you're looking for chicken or beef, they've got them. You want house-made sausage, which is that's my break-even point. When any meat market, go check their sausage, see what their meat cutter's like. If you like that, you're going to like everything else. And I promise you, both dry and wet, you are going to love the Tri-County sausage. There's specials every week. They got items you're not going to find anywhere else. You owe it to yourself to go to Tri-County Meat Market. Either location, Huebner, Ralph Fair. Go get yourself some fine meat, put it on the grill, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
94.1.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road is now ready to serve up the cold drinks with your favorite Mexican dish. Come celebrate the grand opening of their bar this August 15th and get a free margarita only at El Guacamole Mexican Grill, 25020 Blanco Road.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news. I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
That's right.
to turnovers, no, and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
We're here with Jose Rios, attorney at the Gomez Law Firm. If you are injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, Jose, what's the first thing our listeners should do?
The first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
Gomez Law has been protecting the people of our community for almost 50 years. They're the leader in personal injury law.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do carbon monoxide cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries.
But that's not all your firm does, Jose. Tell us a little more about other cases Gomez Law takes on and wins here in Texas.
Really anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We were talking during the break. Rob's been doing some cooking on his Blackstone. And he's going to make Sloppy Joes.
Sloppy Joes, baby.
When's the last time you had a Sloppy Joe, Vic?
It's been a minute. It's been a while.
I don't remember the last time I had a Sloppy Joe.
I stumbled on it on one of my social media feeds, and it was a Blackstone chef. And I watched him make Sloppy Joes last night about 10 o'clock, and I decided at that moment, within the next 20 hours, I was going to have a Sloppy Joe.
It sounds so delicious.
I know.
But then I thought, well, why can't you get Sloppy Joe in a restaurant?
That's a good question.
What restaurant serves Sloppy Joes?
We could look.
Maybe you have a food truck idea as we speak. But the thing about a Sloppy Joe is it's kind of like leftovers. I think it's one of those things that it's never going to be. You only have Sloppy Joes after something else, I think.
Why?
Or at least, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out.
You just use ground beef, right?
The recipe I'm going to make is ground beef, and mustard, and brown sugar, and Worcestershire sauce, and bell pepper.
I don't
chili powder.
Top 10. What's that say? Tidy Bins Sloppy Joes.
Oh, we got some suggestions.
That's a Sloppy Joe restaurant in San Antonio.
See, that sounds like a food truck.
Tidy Bins.
Yeah. I Declare's got them. Well, Tycoon Flats has a Sloppy Joe as well.
I bet some of these are like specials. Like they got them one day a week or something.
And also like the Smoke Shack and the Barbecue House. That's the leftover brisket that didn't get eaten. They're putting it in this. They're turning it
I'm
into
okay
a
with that.
That's
probably an upscale Sloppy
probably
Joe.
better than what I'm chasing. I'm just talking about your old school ground beef with tomato sauce on a bun with for me it's pickles and an onion, pickles and mustard. But
you you add mustard to the Sloppy Joe after, or you put mustard in the sauce?
I put mustard on the bun, and I put mustard and brown sugar on the sauce.
I just like the Manwich can,
which is probably the last kind that I had. Was probably
that was the last I had. I can't eat bread, so I had to just eat it without the bread.
I also discovered you can do French fries on the Blackstone,
with fresh taters.
Well, you can do them with frozen ones. They just have to be frosted, and don't spice them until you're done.
Could you maybe you could have a sloppy tortilla, a sloppy Jose?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It'd be like carne asada, white
It'd
guy
be
carne
it'd be a
asada.
cheat meal, but maybe
I get one a week, so I gotta select.
You
Check
burned
out
that
Tiny-
yesterday.
Tiny Ben puts mustard and pickles on his.
He puts extra mustard on it at the end.
I see pickles too.
Oh,
Pickles
yeah.
is not weird.
No, that's pretty standard, but
What about an onion, like a white onion?
I put what I
yeah.
do is put fresh onions chopped right when I'm done.
Yeah, I could get down with that.
And I'll get some Lay's potato chips and kind of
Little
grind
crunch
them.
in there.
Yeah, crunch them in
add a
there.
little- but if you toast
Yeah.
your bun, you don't need the chips.
Yeah,
but if you crunch, but that's the other key to a good sloppy Joe.
You
is
like the
bun.
crunch?
I like the bun to have a little bit of consistency. I don't want it too soft.
Well, that's what makes it sloppy.
No, the sloppy is it when it comes out the sides.
No, the whole thing has to just be a big mush pile. That's the.
No,
That's
I like
that's
the
key.
kind of like a
I
chopped
crisp-
barbecue from Bill Miller's.
I crisp
know?
that bun to where there's some. I have to have some crunch in there, or I'd have to put chips in there. I don't like a big, just soft bun and soft meat.
I want to be able to eat a sloppy Joe. Like I want to have to decide: should I eat this with a fork?
No, see, I want a little bit of
or
crisp.
do I have a bunch of napkins? Like, and that's the way. To me, that's how. I'm a sloppy connoisseur. I say that.
You said you hadn't had one in 20
I know.
years.
I was just trying to bully you.
But see, I like them crispy. But I haven't had it. In my mind, I'm going to go get probably some Hawaiian rolls. That's what I'm planning
interesting.
on.
Okay.
To set off, and that's why I like the sweet roll set apart with the sour of the mustard and apple cider vinegar that I'm going to use.
I don't know if this. I mean, it sounds like a really good idea. I don't know if sloppy Joe is something I'm looking to try the upscale version of. Like the thing,
like the brisket version.
The nice thing about sloppy Joe is it's just like
it's the leftovers. So you got a half a green onion, half a red pepper, half a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic and hamburger meat, and you pour some tomato sauce and doctor that up with some Worcestershire and whatever.
Yeah.
Suddenly you got a meal. But it's not. I don't think it's a. Look at this upscale
grilled
one with
sourdough.
That
it's
looks
like,
pretty damn good.
It
I
looks
had never
really
thought
good,
about
but it's like
cheese though.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want.
I like
cheese.
it basic. I like it like the cafeteria lady served it. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you're right.
So just
that's the way to eat it.
Like just serve it with an ice cream scoop.
No, I'm done with that.
Throw it on there.
I want crispy Hawaiian bun.
I want it
And
nice and sloppy.
On the bottom, old school cafeteria.
There it
style.
is.
That's what I'm talking about, Bubba.
I'm making that today.
God, that looks good, man.
Yeah.
I want a
gotta
sloppy
wait.
Joe.
I gotta wait till next week
to eat a sloppy Joe.
Yeah, we cheated with the tacos.
Yeah,
yesterday.
we had tacos yesterday, so that was pretty much it for me.
You need to tell your wife to make sloppy Joes for you.
What would be another food that we have at home that you just don't get? Because sloppy Joe is probably pretty tops on the list.
I mean, chicken and dumplings are hard to find. Like I know Cracker Barrel has
Yeah,
chicken and dumplings.
I've seen that recently.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
bet I Declare has them too.
maybe. What is I Declare?
It's one of those home
Like
style.
Southern.
Yeah.
Okay. Pot pie.
I think Marie Callender's when I think pot pie.
Yeah. But yeah, there's
not a lot.
That's why sloppy Joe stands out because where the hell else do you get it? If you don't make it at home, where do you get it?
What
Now-
about a tater tot casserole? She makes that like once in a while.
That is so Midwest.
That is pretty
I
Midwest.
love
It's
a
really
good tater
good,
tot
though.
casserole, man.
Yeah.
You
gotta
put some like cream of whatever soups in it.
Underneath,
Cream
a
of
little crispy
mushroom.
on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, cream of mushroom and then tater tots.
But it needs to be snow on the ground if you're going to eat that.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
just really good. Though.
What about chili? Chili's a kind of a home thing. I don't eat chili out.
I much prefer eating my own chili
Yeah, I don't-
to
I've
someone
never-
else's.
Never once have I ordered chili from a restaurant. Not once.
Never even like a Frito pie or something.
Well, I don't count Frito pie from a football game. That's
What
an
about
entirely
Wendy's chili?
different meal.
Wendy's chili is the last chili I'll
That's
ever
not,
eat.
that's not chili.
No way, Bubba.
But I'm a chili connoisseur. I've won awards for my chili.
Really?
Literally, I've won 2 chili cook-offs.
I'm not opposed to eating chili at a restaurant, but I do like making my own.
But I sin, according to many. I put beans in my chili. I do.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed of it. I will fight it till the end of time. I think
That's
it
okay.
adds depth. It adds flavor.
I like beans. That's just not Texas chili.
Well, see, that I beg to differ.
There's Texas chili with no beans.
I can cite many instances that Texas chili has beans all the way back to the 1800s.
Okay, well, you're allowed to be wrong and a traitor. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind. There at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see. It's America. It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens. It's also round-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
George gets justice. No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas. And at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Look no further than I-10 Ice House, your neighborhood sports headquarters with over a decade of excellence. Catch every thrilling moment on massive 10-foot screens, whether it's the big game or that must-see pay-per-view event. And don't miss out on their daily happy hour specials. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive, proudly serving our community for over 10 years. I-10 Ice House, 9518 Console Drive off Wurzbach and 10.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs signed free agent Malachi Flynn to a one-year non-guaranteed deal. Flynn averaged 5.5 points in 69 games last season, though he does have a 50-burger in his pocket. Team USA takes the court today in the semifinals, taking on Serbia. Tip-off at 2 p.m. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle. Welcome in. I'm AJ. He's Rob. Bringing you the noise, bringing the heat on a Thursday for you, Bubba. We're watching the table tennis,
which is the appropriate term for what they're playing.
Yeah, I
play ping pong.
They're Mama call it ping pong. I'm gonna call it ping pong, but they call it table tennis.
They do it different.
He uses the handshake grip. That's an interesting theory. Well, he's a southpaw. You know, it's very
maybe he's a switcher. Maybe mid volley he could switch hands.
Very difficult to prepare for a southpaw at an event of this magnitude. You know, when you don't know who you're going to draw, like to draw a southpaw in this situation.
I wonder if lefties do better against lefties.
They call this guy the LeBron of French table tennis, and it's because his name is LeBron, but
he's born for it, man. The greatness of LeBron.
The San Antonio Spurs made a signing.
This is low key big deal.
You're thrilled about this.
Big on this guy. I was big on him out of college. He's an undersized.
Very undersized
bulldog of a point guard who has offensive sensibilities. He's got a 50 burger. He's scored 50 in the league. There's something there.
Well, it was against the Hawks.
But the fact that he did it, he's been marooned on the Pistons. I'm not saying this is a savior by any stretch, but this is an ideal get. Now, obviously, all the guards on this roster are not going to be on the Spurs when the season begins.
And the truth is, there's a good chance Malachi Flynn won't be.
No, but I will tell you, as far as going and getting guys that fit what the mentality we feel like is what the Spurs are going to be, I put this akin. He is not the same talent. He is not. But what he brings is a defensive kind of mentality, a bulldog mentality like Mario Elie brought way back in the 90s. When the Spurs and David were thought of as Little Mermaid, way back when we were thought of as a soft team, Pop went and got a dude that was ready to fight. And what I mean by that is not swing, but just go into every battle. And once Ellie was gone, Steven Jackson came in and took that. Pop has always liked to have one dude on his team that kind of lives on the edge. And Flynn is that kind of mentality. I'm not saying he's a fighter, but he brings a mentality that San Diego State breeds. It's a Kawhi thing. A really good get that's going to make a difference if he can make the team. And I think he will make the team.
I think it's going to be tough. The Spurs now have their full 21 guys, which is what they're allowed to take to training camp.
And he won't be a two-way guy. He'll either make the team or make another team. He won't be around and spend time in Austin.
The two-way contracts that they've got right now are David Duke Jr., and Harrison Ingram.
And those are taken. Both those guys ain't going anywhere.
Now, the Spurs have obviously, I mean, besides bringing in guys like Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, they also re-signed, a couple front court guys the offseason. So but I think that this
he took the other Malachi's spot. If he stays, Blake Wesley or Malachi Brenham are gone.
I was going to say, it seems like the guard. I hate to call it the room like it's the NFL, but like the backcourt room. There's not that many jobs, and there's a lot of dudes vying for those spots.
But I'm getting the sense that the dudes were here. There's a reason why there's other dudes that are now here. That when looking around what was going to be, you've got Trey Jones, you got Malachi Brenham, you got Blake Wesley. Now you got Malachi Flynn, you got David Duke Jr., and the other kid, Bouye, which he has spent all his time in Austin. But we're talking about
Stephen Castle.
And I'm not even counting Castle. Okay. He's a start. We got 6 dudes, and I'm not counting Chris Paul either.
Okay.
We got 6 dudes that are vying for
4 spots.
I'd say 3.
Okay.
And if I was a betting man, I think Flynn will be one of the 3.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know.
Because he has the difference. Everybody else we know what they are. Flynn is a good on-ball defender, not just an average, a really good on-ball defender who can score. I'm surprised that they managed to get him, knowing the kind of log jam he's walking into, because I do think he's an NBA talent and could make a lot of teams without having to go through this hassle.
Yeah, he is a guy who was playing. He played 14 minutes a game last year in Detroit. Now that's Detroit.
Yeah, he was marooned on a bad team.
But when you're a guy who's, you're getting double-digit minutes per game, which that's what he's gotten in most of his. I mean, he's been in the league since 2020. He's averaged 14 minutes a game.
And again, he has a 50 burger in his pocket. He has gone and gotten a 50-point game in the NBA. That shows that there's a little bit of an offensive mentality, but that's not why the guy is here. He's an on-ball defender. He's a San Diego State defense first that turns into offense kind of guy.
Yeah, he was a good fit for San Diego State when he went down there.
He led them into the tournament. Good, hard-nosed guys.
Well, they didn't go to the tournament. The year he was at San Diego State was COVID year. But
maybe his junior year, I think.
He only played 1 year at San Diego State.
Where was he before
Washington State.
Maybe that's where I remember the tournament run. He's just a bulldog of a guard. I couldn't have been happy with his pickup.
Yeah, I liked him in college. He was a late first rounder, if I'm not mistaken, and which, again, at the time you could say, well, if he were 6'4", he would have been a higher pick. But he's very undersized. I think he's a nice guy to have on your team as bench depth, but. Like you said, there's a lot of dudes fighting for those spots.
I think he's better than the guys we've got here already. That doesn't mean that they won't beat him out because they know the system, and certainly, all of that matters. But there's a reason why they went and got a guy like Malachi Flynn, because he brings something to the table that nobody else on this team has.
But he's also, 27 years old.
Yeah, this is he's a part of what could be a very good team.
And when you've got 2 guys who are equal, and one's 27, one's 22.
It's a logjam. That's why I'm surprised he signed here. But obviously, he has an idea that he's got a pretty good shot at it, because he could have showed up at a lot of camps and not dealt with 6-7 guards that play his position.
Yeah. But listen, the guy is on a non-guaranteed contract. Yeah. It's not like people were banging down his door to get this guy. I would have thought there's somebody who would have said, hey, we'll give you a guaranteed contract. We'll make you a...
That's why I'm saying I'm surprised he came here. I think that there were some suitors. You'll be surprised, AJ. I think this guy's going to make the team and be what he was, a 7 to 10 point a night guy, 10 minute a night guy who can stop a guy who's a penetrator and can go get offense when required. And right now, I can't say that about Blake Wesley. I can't say that about Malachi Brenham on a regular basis. I can say that about Malachi Flynn. I've got 4 years of proof.
Well, I mean, I hope you're right. It certainly makes things, it's you're going to have, because right now presumably is an old guy with an injury history and a young guy who we don't know how he'll handle an 82-game workload. So maybe you are going to carry more backcourt depth than you would normally prefer to carry.
I think there'll be 4 guys that can be considered a 1 on the team, and 3 of them are probably already spoken for.
When do they announce the training camp roster? Is that like?
I think we'll get the official one right before camp, but I think it's pretty much rounded into form.
Okay, that's what I figured. This is the maximum amount that they can take.
Mm-hmm.
But because if you think Flynn is going to make the team,
I do,
and he's not on a guaranteed contract, that means somebody who is going to have to be moved or
just paid to go away.
So,
and they're little deals. We're not talking about a lot of money,
right?
For some of these guys.
But something's going to have to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's nice to see the Spurs still trying to,
and it's
wiggle
the
some parts
mentality
around.
I appreciate. It's the guy and what he has done in the league that I appreciate, that they went and shopped and for lack of a better term, they curated a guy that has a skill set that they don't have in camp, and that if a guy like Trey Jones, who is of equal size, can emulate over 4 years and become this ball stopping scorer that can offer 6 minutes, 8 minutes at a stretch. That's a good formula for a team that's going to have this melding of youth and age over the next couple of years as more and more young kids are drafted, unless these things are moved. I think a guy, one of these guards, whoever makes it, will be a part of the good team, because they're going to pick up a mentality that's going to require them to subjugate some of their game.
Yeah, the Spurs right now, they've got too many guards, and they're light in their depth elsewhere, like wings and bigs. But I guess at least you're going to whittle down to the best guys. Where the roster is going to be whittled. It's going to be in the backcourt.
Yeah, there's, like we're saying. But I also say, look at, while they're light in the front court, there's really only a couple of guys that have truly defined positions, and they're at 5. Everybody else can kind of flow between 3 and 4. And I think that's kind of the intent. And don't watch what Wemby does with the French team. He does a lot of grabbing the rebound and getting the ball up court himself. So a lot of this will be incumbent upon the lineup in there. But I do see a chase. You can tell that Wright and Pop are looking for true point guard, defensive ball stopping guys that can stay with a point guard above the timeline and slow them up, so you're not worrying about Wemby picking up a foul 30 feet from the basket. They're looking for ball stoppers, and that's why they went and signed Malachi, and that's why Bouye is here. He's quick as a hiccup and can stop the ball up at the top. They're looking for that.
But so when Chris Paul is going to make the team, Trey Jones is going to make the team,
without doubt.
Steph Castle is going to make the team. You're looking
I think Malachi Brenham probably going to make the team too.
Okay. Then that, to me, it seems like you got between Wesley, Flynn, and Bouye.
And Bouye's going to Austin.
Maybe one of those guys is on the team then.
Yeah, I think one.
So
I think Flynn's got a shot.
It's going to be Flynn or Wesley, I guess, and that's what it'll boil down to, barring an injury. Which, knock on wood, maybe. But
we're better today, and I think if the Spurs can just get a little bit better every day and bide our time until those big dollar picks come through, and we can find another guy to chase, like our former Lauri Markkanen, our dream guy. We'll find another one to fixate on over the next 6 months. But until then, they did get better today.
They have the Exhibit 10 deals, Riley Minix and Nathan Mensah. So Nathan Mensah was the guy that I was hoping would get a shot. He gets a shot too.
He could be the next Bassey. He could play his way onto the roster.
We'll see. He does a lot of things that I like a lot as a San Diego State guy. I don't think there's any coincidence. The guys that come out of that program, undersized, but
there's a type.
The dude freaking hustles, and that's the Brian Dutcher product, and Steve Fisher before him. If you want to go back further, you want to go back to the Kawhi days, but that program has just pumped out these very similar guys that are so defensive minded, and Flynn is another one. So if I just always worry when a team like Detroit doesn't even extend you a qualifying offer. It's like,
well, keep in mind the situation they find themselves. Trajan Langdon is new to take over in Detroit. They really didn't have a coach for a lot of times. They've transitioned twice now that Monty is there and gone. So, guys that were drafted by one GM, a new GM shows up with a bunch of average to good dudes. You got to start finding a focus. And I think Malachi suffered for the very reason that he might have an issue with San Antonio. He is of an age where I can find a guy that does a lot of what you do for a little bit less. So I think that would, if there is a deciding factor why he doesn't stick with the Spurs, would be because exactly what you said. I can pay a guy a little bit less and get most of what you can do.
We're going to talk some USA hoops at 7:30. But next, I want to get into some news and notes in the NFL. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM. If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
We got some breaking news. Woo! Wiener down. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile has had an accident. The Wienermobile has overturned, but seeing the Wienermobile on its side and all damaged is a horrific sight. You ever seen a Wienermobile in an accident before?
I've never seen a Wienermobile in an accident. They're always powering through. That's just a limp wiener.
It's not a good look.
No,
that's not a sign of a side of the Wienermobile that you want to see. Never seen the undercarriage of the Wienermobile before.
Nor did you want to.
Nor did I want to. But how do you overturn that thing? Looks like nice weather, not slick streets.
Well, sometimes, us guys, wieners, we go a little too fast.
Don't get to the destination.
Exactly.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Hey, dude, you didn't tell me that he wrecked it, and it looks wrecked. How much was the insurance check? $8,000. Yeah, did y'all spend it on fixing it, or did you put it in your pocket? Well, my cousin. Just stop there. Just stop there. All I needed to know is $8,000 insurance and a cousin.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Tri-County Meat Market, your locally owned full-service meat market. Tri-County has 2 great locations, Keebner Road and Ralph Fair, stocked full of everything you need to up your grilling game. You're looking for the perfect cut of beef, they've got it, and if they don't have it, they'll cut it for you. Roast chicken, prepare foods, they've got it. The 5 for $25 is always in play. If you're a first responder, 10% off the best meat you're going to find. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over to either location, put some good meat on the grill, and thank me later.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select 1 team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circusports.com for details.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Typical LeBron, choking when it counts, blowing this lead that he had, and now China on the precipice of headed to another gold medal event.
Man,
I know. I don't know who the other semifinal is in men's table tennis. Maybe look that up, Vic. Let's see who we got to cheer for, because I can't have China winning more gold medals. We got to stop this.
They're running out of racket sports.
We got to stop it. But they're diving, and I mean,
I'm gonna give them.
And we haven't even gotten
tennis,
into synchronized swimming,
which I watched a fair amount of.
By the way, they're also in the semifinals in the women's table tennis. Shocking development.
It's their sport. I think they look at us as the interloper on that one, and I'm willing to give them table.
I'm not expecting us to win. I want China not to win.
I think in their sport, you've picked the wrong one to root against them.
Well,
they're good at this and have been for a long time.
Okay, so Vic, who's left?
I think it would have been the French would have given us the best opportunity. They got the home crowd and the glasses.
Yeah. Oh wow, Edwin, is that you running that way? He's all over the place. We got to figure out how to I want to find out who's in, because there's going to be men's, women's, mixed, singles, doubles. Is China in the finals of every one of these? I mean, it's absurd. There's too many of them. There's too many table tennis events. You should only get one gold medal for team table tennis. China's gonna have 8 gold medals from freaking table tennis. North Korea. I didn't even know North Korea was in the Olympics. I thought they set up their own Olympics where, like, they have fake people from other countries and North Korea just wins every event, so they can say we won 78 gold medals this year, and North Korea is the champions of the world, and nobody else can, like, you can't look on the internet to see because you don't have access to the internet. You have North Korea Net, which says that they've won 78 gold medals.
In the opening ceremony, South Korea was introduced as North
I
Korea.
remember. That was a big deal. Big deal. They said, "Hey, Bubba." And the French said, "Oh, we're sorry. We won't do that again. Next time we have the Olympics, we won't let that mistake happen again."
I thought Team USA had won something in table tennis. I thought we had, but evidently not.
I thought we did too. I thought it was like
no, nothing on the
because
table tennis world.
It said Team USA wins for the first time in X amount of years, and it was all a bunch of like Chinese Americans.
I think they won some early matches.
Man.
Because right now we're behind both the Koreas and Sweden.
Again, I'm not expecting us to win, but this is the time. I'm going to cheer for North Korea. That's all I can do. Is I got to cheer
North Korea.
Yep. I hope the North Koreans can stop this madness.
You and Dennis Rodman. Only two non.
I'm. This is an American thing. We've got to stop this medal count from rising.
I would go focus on track and field where we are truly dominant.
But you know what I saw today?
You saw a prelim.
I saw the Chinese 4x100 meter relay team smoke the Jamaicans.
Well, they dropped they didn't drop, but they fumbled their baton.
But they weren't going to win anyway. They didn't even qualify. They came in 4th place. But the Chinese team won.
And a qualifier.
Okay. You don't seem as worried as me.
I'm not.
If they have more gold medals than us at the end, they basically win the war. You realize that, right?
They're not going to have more goals than us.
Okay. All right.
I mean, and they're meddling in racket sports.
That's what. Those count the same. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I mean, some are more equal than others.
No, quite frank, it's
they're not jumping higher and running faster than us. They're playing indoor.
It's like voting, and this is the thing that probably my least favorite thing about democracy is like the dumbest, toothless hillbilly meth head in the Ozarks. Their vote counts the same as like some Harvard educated politics professor. And that doesn't seem right, but that's the way the world is. Table tennis medals count the same as every other kind of medal.
In your mind?
No, in the record books, in the annals of history, Rob. The annals. 2 ends.
Well, in the annals, there will be the U.S. will walk away with a healthy lead.
Okay.
And you're only counting golds, though.
That's all I care about. That's all you should care about, too. Which, by the way, guess what's happened today? The lead's been trimmed.
By one. I think it's one of those diving sports late last night.
We were up by 2 gold medals yesterday. Now we're up by 1. And we're just sitting here watching these Chinese dudes dominate. Terrible. There's our gal, though. Sarah Hildebrandt. We need to cheer for her. She's the Greco-Roman wrestling gal. That's what we need. Oh, so we might win. Did this already happen, or is this a replay, or is this happening now?
Going on right now.
Let's go. And we got to. This is over then. Well, maybe we got our cushion back.
She's well up.
Yeah, this gal ain't beating her. USA Women's Wrestling saving our asses. And you know what? Probably on Sports Talk Radio in China right now, they're saying, "Oh, wrestling. They're getting all their medals in wrestling. Meanwhile, we're doing the real sports like table tennis."
We got our first medal in weightlifting in like 30 years. Some kid from Georgia.
Georgia?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Was it a gal?
I think it was 134 pounds. It was a guy.
Oh,
or 134 kilos or something like that. He was a little dude.
Wow.
First time since the 80s that we've had a weightlifter win a medal.
That's cool. I feel like we should be able to do okay in the smaller weight classes, but like some of those other weight classes, like the heavyweights, we're not beating Vikings or Samoans.
We would, but those guys have all gone on to play football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a super huge dude in Sweden, what's left but weightlifting? You can't, like, our weightlifters are crossing the street and getting paid.
But I see those guys like the world's strongest man, where they're like they're pulling semi trucks with their
Pretty
teeth.
Impressive stuff.
I'm like, man, that guy.
But I'd put a couple of football players out there, give them a couple 6 months.
I don't know.
I'm telling you. I think our best and brightest, as far as those go, are ended up playing sports that pay them, other than trying to throw boulders over their shoulder.
Oh, like the keg toss? You don't think they pay for that?
No, they do get paid. But last I checked, Trent Williams is getting $40 million.
Well, there's a reason he's holding out.
His friend from Norland is getting a case of Vienna sausages.
There's
and
a reason
handshake.
Trent Williams is holding out. He wants that Vienna sausage money.
What was the guy that made it on the Game of Thrones? What was his
Thor? Or no, it was Half-Bjorn. Half-Bjorn or something like that.
Probably a Magnuson or something.
The Mountain.
The Mountain. That guy.
Yeah. I think his name's half something or
Half
Thor.
Hold on, let me see.
It might be Half Thor Bjornsson.
A Magnuson or a Bjornsson.
It is. It's Half Bor Bjornsson. The Mountain.
Big man.
Yeah, works out. Half Bor. Yeah, where's he from? Norway?
Norland.
Yeah, dude.
Sweden.
Yeah, he's a beast.
You think we got guys stronger than him?
You ever seen? You seen Mark Henry?
Yeah, but
he throws some weight around.
Well, he was the world's strongest man at one point.
He was ours.
6'9".
And Mark Henry ain't no 6'9". That's the other thing.
He was that wide.
Mark Henry is like, he's a freak because Mark Henry's like 6 foot, maybe 6 foot tall, 6'1". Like he's not taller than me.
This guy's from Iceland.
But Mark Henry scooped me up like a bag of potatoes, like a baby. He held me. But yeah, I would imagine the mountain. I want to see his wife. It says his wife is Kelsey Hansen. Gosh, she's a tiny little thing too. Oh my gosh. All I can think about is them having sex now.
Wow.
Just the physics of it, you know? Look at that. How's that happen even? The first time, imagine how scared she had to be.
Maybe he was afraid.
That he was going to be charged with manslaughter?
Well,
maybe.
She might be well-versed.
Yeah, but dude, when there's that much of a size difference, it's terrifying.
Well, we have lots of baby football players.
We do. But yeah, there's not many guys that big who are with gals that small. That's terrifying. All right. When we come back, notice how I did that. When we come back, we're going to talk some Team USA. We're going to, Team USA basketball in particular. We're going to stop talking table tennis and crying about these cheating Chinese ping pong players. And we'll talk about the game tonight, and we'll talk about the Team USA women and how their run is just something unprecedented. We're never going to see a run like this again. Like, whenever they do lose, we'll never see a team win 50-something Olympic games in a row.
I wonder how long it'll be before that happens.
Before they lose? Mm-hmm. What's the over-under? 70 games?
I think they got a couple more years in them. I don't think there's any team even remotely close.
Do you think that women's international play, how far away do you think that is from catching up?
I think it feels very much like Barcelona 92.
I will say, I bet that the Caitlin effect is reaching internationally, and probably there's going to be some international. I mean, there has to be.
I wonder. I'm curious if there is
the biggest the sport's ever been
here. I wonder if it's as big elsewhere. We'll see it in the coming generations, but that's the other part of this. This team that is smoking everybody doesn't even have Caitlin there.
That's true.
I mean, to think that the rest of the world's gaining, I don't think so.
All right. We'll be back. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
I hope you didn't wake up this morning feeling pain. You know, some of us reach an age where things just start to bother you and you just decide it's going to be something I live with until I can't. You don't have to live that way. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio, literal experts at getting you out of pain with ways that you might not have thought would be applicable to you. Most people think when they're dealing with pain, they're going to go to the doctor and they'll get some kind of pill that'll hide the pain for long enough to where you get used to it. Or maybe you go to the doctor and they decide, well, maybe surgery is the answer, so you get a little bit of pain before and a long rehab after. That's not what Arasti does. They attack the problem at its source. They'll go in and find what the real issue is behind the pain you're dealing with and do their very best to get it fixed, with your body being the primary culprit there. It's not about pain that is hidden. It's not about prolonging with surgery. It's about your body fixing itself. And let me tell you, it is remarkably effective for a lot of things. If it's lower back issues, sprains and strains, maybe it's a frozen shoulder or hip, or you're maybe dealing with that kind of plantar fasciitis, you can barely walk, or tension that works your way up the back and hits you right in the nose. Arasti can fix that and many other things. So here's the thing about Arasti. You've got to go try it to find out how well it works for you. And the good news is you don't need a referral to find out, and they accept most insurances. So if you're living in pain, write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website is Arasti.com. At the website, they have an updated map of all the providers around San Antonio. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arasti today. They're going to get you fixed, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we have got some preseason football action. Can't wait to see Drake May against Bryce Young.
What about the Lions-Giants game? Oh, that won't be on TV. They're serving us up Carolina and New England on the NFL Network. We'll also talk Texans with John McClain. He joins us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Introducing Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food.
I have been feeding them Dr. Marty's freeze-dried raw formula for years, and this food is a big part of why their joints are more flexible and their coats shiner, and why they seem more youthful and playful.
And dog parents across the U.S. are loving it.
My dog Hazel is a 10-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever, and ever since I've been feeding her Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend food, she is like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
We're so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee. And for a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511. Text GOOD to 511-511 today. All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOTOR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOTOR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOTOR.
Come to Generations Federal Credit Union and drive away with a great competitive rate on your auto loan. We make auto loans simple, no payments for up to 90 days, easy applications, and fast local decisions. Apply online or in person at Generations Federal Credit Union. Member owned, community grown. Rates and terms subject to approval and may change without notice. Interest will continue to accrue during the payment deferral period. Full terms and conditions at mygenfcu.org/auto. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi everybody, Scott Innes here. For 25 years, I've been voicing lovable cartoon dogs like Scooby-Doo, Astro. Hey, I love puppies and dogs. And now I get to help pets that need a voice to save their lives. That's where the Puppy Food Bank comes in. The Puppy Food Bank helps pet rescue organizations so they can feed puppies. For just $11 a month, you can save a pet's life. Go to puppyfoodbank.org now and donate, and they'll send you a nice gift. Puppy Food Bank is proudly supported by Thomas J. Henry.
Selling your home is full of catch-22s. Do you pay for upgrades like new flooring and fresh paint to sell for more, or put that money toward your dream home? Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. I want to tell you about Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, where you can do both. Get more money for your current home and put more money down on your new one. Here's how it works. Orchard makes you an impressive backup cash offer for your old home. That unlocks cash for you to buy and move into your new home. Next, your Orchard team handles the repairs and upgrades on your old home at no upfront cost. Then your local Orchard agent lists, shows, and sells your home on the market. One customer said, quote, "Orchard sold my home for more than I expected, and I got a golf cart." Home selling doesn't have to be a catch-22. With Orchard, get expert guidance and top dollar for your home. Visit Orchard.com and start with your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com. This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. USA, USA, USA. Oh, where's my gal? You guys mixed up my pages here. Team USA basketball back underway. I don't want to say the women dominated because they didn't cover. I hate when someone says they dominated, but they didn't even meet expectations.
Well, by what the odds makers said the expectations should be.
That's the great equalizer, right? Like, Otherwise, you just say, well, USA is going to beat Nigeria at basketball. You're not really going out on a limb.
Well, I think if you watch the game, it was a thorough domination. There was backups. There were practice sets. There were, for when it mattered, there was no question one team was far better than the other. And if USA had decided to, they could have beaten Nigeria well, they could have, but, should and sportsmanship and the like.
Oh, there's no place for sportsmanship in the Olympics, right?
So that's what those rings are saying. I don't know.
Ugh, whatever. Team USA plays at 2:00 against Serbia. And Steve Kerr is already coming out and saying, hey, we can't get lulled into thinking this team can't beat us because we've already beat them twice. I mentioned earlier the on-off splits for when Jokic was on the floor versus not against Team USA in the first game. When Jokic was on the floor, Team USA and Serbia were even. In the 31 minutes he was on the floor, they were neither team was better than the other.
Right.
The 9 minutes that he sat down, the US was plus 26. They dominated those 9 minutes.
And that was without a very active Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
This team is better than it was even a week ago.
So the question is, Rob, I'm asking you, draw me a picture of the scenario where Serbia is able to get the job done here today.
They'd have to shoot like South Sudan did one of those early games. They're just going to have to be on fire and hope for foul trouble and a cold shooting, flat-footed Team USA. And that's not unheard of. We've seen that happen in medal rounds. So, but these guys, it doesn't normally happen to these guys. When we're talking about LeBron and Steph and KD and all that, there's not there is, I suppose, if we were dealing with college kids and, we're talking about, these are professionals. These are men that have been in the Olympics before. I can't see a scenario short of catastrophic injury or one of those nights where literally nothing goes right and everything goes right on the other side. But, that happens once every 50 years. So I guess it's possible. I think the most exciting possibility is this is within 15 points with 10 minutes to go. If it is, I think then Serbia has done everything humanly possible to be in this.
In the friendlies, didn't Serbia play us pretty close?
They did. There was no doubt. But I think did Durant play in that one? I don't think he played.
He did not.
Embiid was still kind of limping around. This was a team that had probably had a sum total at that point of maybe 15 practices total, 2 games under their belt or 3 games. This is an entirely different team, even though it wasn't that long ago. And I also think that Serbia made it a point of playing about as hard as they were going to play in that round robin format.
Well, we have to imagine that this is Serbia's best effort tonight. Obviously they're
they're going to do everything they can, but in what world do you see? How I just can't find a way unless.
Well, that's what I was asking. Is there?
It's just not. There's just not. Joker would have to go get 60 tonight, and that's just not going to happen with the guys that are going to be defending him.
Well, if he's able to stay on the floor for 40 minutes, maybe they've got a chance.
Yeah, and I say get 60. Be account for 60. 40 and 20.
Well, that's what his. His game is based on helping out his teammates.
There's just not enough spokes to the wheel. It's just he just doesn't have enough.
I tend to agree. I was just curious if you thought there was a world where it could happen.
And they're going to muck it up. They're going to play Euro ball. It's going to be tough in the paint, and they're going to make sure that they're making themselves a general nuisance, as Euro ball tends to be. And I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the two of our main dudes have an off night, but there's just too much.
Do we even have a player that if he were injured, it would impact us to the point where it's like, now I'm worried?
Durant or LeBron, I think. We know what Durant's worth. He is the leading scorer in our Olympic history and is a walking bucket. And without him, we saw not struggles, but we saw a close game. But the heart and soul is LeBron. LeBron gets hurt or whatever. I think focus gets shuffled. something like that. But even then, the talent is still
Seems
2
like
to
we
1.
shouldn't. Yeah,
man.
And if they win today, guarantees at least
Silver?
a silver medal.
I can't wait
Which
to
I don't.
see them.
But that's the thing about the USA basketball. A silver medal feels
Oh,
like
it'd
a
be
loss.
damn disgrace.
I mean, it feels like, man, how the hell did we let this
It
happen?
really would be. And that's the other part of this is we watched LeBron in that round robin one day just wake up and go, you guys aren't playing worth a damn. I'm going to go win it. What did he get, 20 points in the second half? He's capable of doing that against Serbia.
Yeah, I just saw how many I just pulled up how many medals are being given out today. There's a ton.
Yeah, we're winding down.
We're getting into the thick of things now. We got medals in swimming, sailing, canoeing, sport climbing. We got boxing later on this evening, hurdles, taekwondo, wrestling. I mean, the only things that are happening today in the Olympics where they're not giving out medals today are the 2 men's basketball games and women's golf. That's it. Everything else, today's the day. We're getting some hardware thrown out there.
The women's and the men's pursuit and indoor bicycling is just now getting started.
Pursuit? What is
where
that?
they have like they're indoor and they have like 4 or 5 bicyclists all in a line and they're riding for time and speed. So the one guy breaks the wind and they break off and take turns. It's awesome.
Really?
It's my favorite sport of the Olympics that I only watch every 4 years.
Wow.
And it's finally starting.
It's like curling. It's the summer curling.
It basically is that, but with on a course that you only see every 4 years. When do you see indoor bicycle racing?
You don't.
Except at the Olympics. And I find it thrilling.
Because when you're a dad, you say, get outside, ride your bike. Something. And if you never say go ride your bike, and then your kid just rides it around your living room, I'd be pissed.
U.S. women takes pursuit team gold. Already done it. Already there.
Suck it, other countries. That was easy.
Beat the Chinese too.
How'd that already happen?
It happened last night.
Oh,
the
okay.
4,000 meter pursuit.
Well, you're telling me what happened last night. That doesn't help our medal count.
Well, I don't know if it was last night or just now.
It's not listed on the schedule.
I'm looking
today.
at the today is it was last night at this counted yesterday. So we might get 1 or 2 today.
Yeah, so the things that have already finished up today: canoeing, sport climbing, sailing, multi-hull, and dinghy, by the way. The 10K swim is over, and a little bit of wrestling's over. So a lot more wrestling to go.
Boxing
is for us. It's the night stuff.
That's Bakdor, right?
He's not. He doesn't fight today.
Oh,
he doesn't fight yet. He's the super heavyweights. They fight last, I think. But yeah, all of those happen at like from 2:30 on for our time, which is there for them. It's the night sports. Yeah, I'm with you. There's a few events that I'm like, oh, that's weird. I guess I'll watch it. Like, I like watching the running.
Yeah, man, I love a good track meet.
I don't watch track.
I do. I watch the Diamond League when they come on NBC. I do. I've watched track all season long.
That's crazy. I would never watch a swimming race if it wasn't in the Olympics.
I know. See, swimming is like the soccer of ball sports. I enjoy it when it comes around, but it's not something
my wife and I have big domestic disputes, not physical domestic disputes, but like shouting matches. And
over gymnastics.
I throw empty rocks glasses at the wall and break them and say bad words and make my kids cry when gymnastics are on and it's not an Olympic year. Who wants that? It's terrible. They need to, make it special, right?
I don't think they're broadcasting it to you. When you look at the sponsors behind ice skating, gymnastics, There's not a lot of pickup trucks being driven on the commercials. They're not aiming that at you. So you have every right to be angry, but they really weren't looking for you to watch that stuff.
It's my TV.
You're right.
They're bringing it into my domain.
But I am telling you that the idea behind gymnastics in an off year, they didn't think, what does a 48-year-old sports talk radio host want to watch on a Sunday?
48?
I'm just getting the average
Lordy
of the room. I'm just saying, I agree, but there was that wasn't aimed at you. That was aimed at your wife.
My wife's not even 48.
I'm just saying, you're right.
You mean
that's right.
The gymnastics weren't
Gymnastics were not aimed at you. They were aimed at her.
Okay.
On a Sunday off year. Because you're right. My God.
I've lost track of 48. That just hurt my feelings.
I was giving the average of the room.
Man, all right. I don't even think that's the average. I think you're just trying to backtrack.
Well, that would be
now.
the median, I think.
Well, hurt my feelings now.
Well,
just because I look old doesn't mean
the
I'm
life
old.
you're living.
All right.
It's not the. It's
just because I look old.
It's the numbers. Big difference. If we did the blood work and didn't give the age, what would the doctor think you were?
Well, that's why I don't go to the doctor.
Avoid it at all costs.
That's why I avoid. Speaking of, how much time do we have here, Vic? Got about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to complain about something. I think I'm going to complain about my apartment complex. I ordered as I've made the claim on this show already. I've let people know I have a serious disease that I manage, but I live with day to day. What's funny
it's
about
serious,
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a manageable syndrome.
I have a very
that you brought on yourself.
Serious health issue that is scary, and I have to take medication every day, or tragedy could strike.
A limp.
Rob,
I'm just,
why are you minimizing?
I'm not minimizing, but I'm trying to see why I want to blame your apartment complex for your passion for rich beers and red meat.
So I have this medicine I have to take every day, and I get it through the VA.
Yeah. So they mail it to you.
They mail it to me, and I changed my address obviously when I moved here, and so I was running out of medicine. I ordered it, never showed up.
Uh-oh.
And again, this is a life-threatening.
So did it go to a previous address?
That's the thing. I call my wife back in Vegas. I say, "Hey, can you check the mail? Did my life-saving medication come in?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Oh no." And I look online and it says delivered. And I'm like, "Well, I didn't get it." And at the apartment complex, you got there's like a big, a mail area where there's a communal mailbox. So I say, well, great. Now I'm out of medicine. I've now gone.
You've let it go too far.
I've gone 3 days without my life-saving. Imagine you go 3 days without medicine, Vic. What would be going on with you?
Edwin would be here.
Yeah, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm not dead. I survived it, but it could have happened. So instead, I'm out of this medicine. I'm panicking. What do I do? I could go
buy it off
now.
the street. You got to
Yeah,
go to
I talked to some guys. I was like, "Hey, you got any of that stuff?" And they're like, "No, man, we don't get that."
That's the good stuff.
I'm out.
So I go to the VA. Like I went to the actual VA clinic by my house.
Did?
And they were like, "Oh, well, you're not in the San Antonio system. We can't help you." And I said,
how
"Okay."
do you get into the system?
That's what I said. How do I get into the system? Well, you got to go to the main hospital, Audie Murphy, it's called, which is not close to my house. So I say, okay. I go to this Audie Murphy.
So you went down to Audie Murphy yesterday?
Yeah. No, not yesterday. 2 days ago.
Oh, man.
Good luck.
That's a joy.
And so
man. I had no idea.
I get there and I say, "Hey, I got to switch my thing over to San Antonio." And he said, "Okay, well, let me see your VA card or your VA ID." I hand him mine, and he's like, "Dude, we haven't used this kind of card in like 4 years." He's like, "Are
you sure you were in the military?"
Yeah.
Make this at
The
home.
U.S. military.
So I had to like go in the back and take like a driver's license picture, and it's like I mean,
It's kind of exciting, Vic, that we're ahead of the curve on some of the ID technology.
Yeah.
I
And
had no idea.
well, no one's asked me for anything different in a long time. So I was like,
yeah. This is why I don't use VA. That's why I go private.
Well, I'm not as wealthy as you, Vic.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not wealthy. I just don't like the hassle.
Well,
it's always a hassle.
There's usually no hassle with this. They send, I take the medicine, and that's all I got to do.
Right.
It's hassle free 95% of the time.
So you're dealing with a 5% right now.
This is a 5%er.
Okay.
So did you ever figure out where the drugs went?
Well, this story's taking too long. So long story longer.
Yeah.
I go. They make me go to the ER, and the doctor there has to write me a prescription. I get the prescription. It ends up taking about 3.5 hours at this Audie Murphy.
Surprised it was that short.
And the whole time, the ER at Audie Murphy smells like cigarette smoke. There was a big fat guy in one of those carts that threw up all over his shirt. It was disgusting. And then yesterday, I was expecting a package. I go and I say, hey, did you guys get a package for me at my apartment complex? Oh, we've got 2. They gave me the package I was expecting.
And your drugs.
And my drugs. Never any note. Never any like, hey, you've got a package here from my apartment. Like, how do they not tell you? I'm just supposed to guess? Oh, I got something. I almost died, Rob.
You could have. You were limping around poorly. What are you going to do with those extra drugs? You're going to sell them on the...
Snort them.
Snort them?
Morning Huddle, 94.1.
Rails.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Do you know anyone who lives a life of gratitude? Do you know anyone whose life is marked with ingratitude? And which of these do you want to be around? Better yet, which of these do you want to be? Where gratitude enriches and enlarges our personal world, ingratitude poisons it. And the poison is called entitlement. Entitlement says the world owes me, therefore I deserve it, therefore why be thankful or grateful for something I'm owed. But life does not work like that for a lot of reasons, and it explains why there is resentment in many hearts. On the other hand, a humble life sees the beautiful things that come our way as a gift, the gift of a beautiful morning, a good cup of coffee, a real friendship, a great family, a job with a paycheck, or good sleep. There is a proverb from the Hebrew scriptures that says, humility is the fear of the Lord. Its wages are riches and honor and life. So you might begin each day in awe of the one who made such an awesome creation, filled with countless reasons for gratitude. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit us online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
School is almost here, and if there's 2 things I can count on, it's my kids needing new outfits because they grow like weeds, and Kohl's stocking their favorite styles. With the back-to-school customer appreciation event going on, I scored 30% off tees, jeans, sneakers, and more when I shopped with a Kohl's card. No card? No problem. Rewards members save 20%, and everyone else saves 15%, plus earn Kohl's cash. When it comes to back to school, you gotta go back to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offer ends August 11th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800.
Hi, my name's San Antonio, representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
94.1 FM, San Antonio's Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs signed free agent Malachi Flynn to a one-year non-guaranteed deal. Flynn averaged 5.5 points in 69 games last season, though he does have a 50-burger in his pocket. Team USA takes the court today in the semifinals, taking on Serbia. Tip-off at 2 p.m. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The latest unofficial depth chart for the Dallas Cowboys has RB1
Ezekiel Elliott,
number 1, baby, number 1 running back. Number 2,
Royce Freeman. No, Rico Dowdle,
number 2. Then Royce Freeman. And then there's a cluster of 5 other players listed after them. Like they're all listed. It's 1, 2, 3, and then the rest are in a pile. What about
our good friend? And
he's
challenged
in the cluster.
Is he listed at least on the top of that cluster?
No. The starting receivers. First of all, on the we'll do receivers first. The starting receiver, CeeDee Lamb, is still listed as the number 1 receiver.
We haven't played a game yet.
Brandon Cooks and Jalen Tolbert.
Which is the expected. That's what it will be week 1.
Jalen Brooks is listed as the backup to CeeDee Lamb, which means he is the starter until CeeDee Lamb shows up. And I don't even say if and when. I just say until he does. Right. He's going to show up. The quarterback depth chart may surprise you. Dak Prescott is number 1.
Cooper
Rush is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Lance is number 3. Trey Lance was, they talked to him the other day. They talked to him at camp. And he talked a little bit about how he feels, basically talking about his confidence level, where he's at right now.
A lot. Plenty of it, yeah. I think that's one thing that I've learned, and Dak's been great about as well, with everything, you guys do and all the media and everything like that. It's been great for me to be around Dak and see how he handles it as well. And, I think the minute you start to lose confidence in yourself, I think that's when things start to spiral. So I know it comes from, for me, perspective and knowing who I am on and off the field. And I think that's kind of where I get it from.
Well, thank God he's confident, because if he loses self-confidence, things might spiral. What would that look like? I can't even imagine.
It's funny. The confidence thing for me has always been Dak's confidence in the receiver, because as with any quarterback, but it seems even more so with Prescott. If there is any doubt in his mind, he ain't going to get you the ball, whether you're wide open or not. He just will not throw it. If he feels like there's any issue at all with your abilities or route running, you just get frozen out without even a risk. He's not going to even try it. Where some quarterbacks will just dare you to catch it. He really will choose not to throw you the ball.
Well, they asked Trey about his impressions of the wide receivers so far at camp.
It's honestly been tough to name names here, because it seems like everyone's had their day or their couple days. T. Billy had a couple big days. Crop had a huge day yesterday. Yes. Tyron Billy Johnson, sorry. He would kill me if I
need a
that.
roster, but yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been fun, and we took a trip to Oregon this year that Dak set up. We got to spend a ton of time out there. Brandon Cooks lives out there in the off season, and I think for me, like, talking to Brandon Cooks has been one of the best things. And obviously JT's done a great job. It's really tough for me to go down and name names, because I truly feel like everyone's had their day or their couple of days, and even when they're not showing up, catching the ball, they're showing up just doing their job and getting the assist.
This is a self-fulfilling prophecy for me, as I say, Trey Lance is the most talked about third string quarterback in the world. And then I come on the radio and talk about him. And I don't know why I do, to be honest. And I do know why I do, because I think people still find him fascinating. I'm firmly in the camp that this guy sucks. Like, he is not going to, I thought there was a time where I still was like, maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something there. I can't believe it now. Like, there's just not enough. There's not enough on film for me to think that he can play. And you might say, well, he hasn't had the opportunities yet. If you're good, you've already gotten opportunities. Like, there's a reason why Cooper Rush is on the depth chart ahead of this guy. And
well, he's won 3 NFL football games for the Cowboys. But the thing about where you're right, he sucks. But there's nothing for the Cowboys. There's no benefit to cutting him. I mean,
no.
He's going to be on the team just because he's going to be on the team. Now, whether he's going to be here next year, that's a whole other story. But I'll tell you what, it wouldn't shock me at all that by the end of the season that Trey Lance is starting for the Cowboys. It wouldn't shock me one bit if at week 9 we're pushing 500, week 12 under 500, that as Dak looks for greener pastures and a new contract, that we don't see Trey Lance, even though we know by every measure he ain't good enough and might not ever be good enough. But I'll bet he starts a game this year if the Cowboys ahead of Cooper Rush, if the Cowboys are bad, because why not?
I mean, in a way, you're right. The Cowboys know that Cooper Rush will never be the starting quarterback on purpose. I guess for whatever reason, they still think that maybe Trey Lance can be. I don't know that I've ever seen a situation where all 3 quarterbacks were on the final year of their contracts.
Absolutely. Along with their head coach. It is unprecedented and unheard of and ridiculous. It really is. It's an embarrassing situation to find yourself in, unless, of course, as you brought up earlier, and I refuse to think that Jerry's trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I refuse to think that he has done the math and said, I'm just never going to commit that kind of dollar value to my quarterback as far as a percentage of my salary cap. The numbers tell me, and I'm just not going to do anything but buy the numbers. I don't believe that's the case. If it is, it's a masterful and brilliant stroke from Jerry, despite everything to the negative. But I don't think he meant to do this. It just turned into this fiasco.
I guess we can transition with that. And the Cowboys have 2 options, basically. And it's either pay Dak like he is Patrick Mahomes, knowing that he's not, or find themselves in like what's really just uncharted waters, right?
Right now.
And this is a really, really tough decision, and I get that. But the teams that have done this now, just it doesn't work. It does not work. The article on The Athletic did some of the math on this. Went and looked at the cap hits of quarterbacks on teams that reached the last 10 conference title games. Of those 40 teams, 5 rostered quarterbacks had salaries taking up more than 15% of the cap. So think about that. To get like teams to make it to the conference title game, so to be in the Final Four in the last 10 years, 5 players have had more than 15% of the cap. Mahomes twice, Aaron Rodgers once, Ben Roethlisberger once, Matt Ryan once.
Okay.
Only Mahomes won the Super Bowl.
So we know that it is a losing proposition to pay your quarterbacks. It is by what we were just talking about. So what should be the answer? Should the answer be this is how it's going to be, that you have to have a great GM and foresight and planning and a lot of luck? Or should they at some point just peel out the quarterback's salary away from this and let the owners just be the owners and spend money hand over fist? And at least it won't affect the talent for the rest of my favorite team.
That's the way. That's the only way.
Right.
Because otherwise, you're going to see teams start to and this sounds I want to preface this by saying I know that this sounds crazy. But I can really see a world where this happens, where teams draft quarterbacks knowing they're only going to keep them for 3 or 4 years, and then they draft another one.
I think every offensive coordinator's trying to crack the code and be able to do that. But it's just to this point, we haven't been able to do that because refining the passing game takes 4 years on its own. So I do think that the idea of a Lamar Jackson, the mobile dudes that can do a little bit of both, make OCs think maybe every 4 years I could find a guy. But so far, that hadn't happened.
Of those 40 teams that we talked about in the last 10 years, 19, less than half, played in a conference championship game with a quarterback making more than 10% of the salary cap. When you talk about $60 million, we're not talking about 10s and 15s anymore. We're talking into the 20s.
So do you think Jerry's crazy like a fox right now? Do you think this was a planned, I am not going to do it no matter what my fans tell me, what my son tells me, what the coaches tell me? I am not going to spend more than X% of my salary cap on a quarterback ever again.
I think, and I don't know if this is how Jerry is thinking. If I were in Jerry's shoes, I would say all the things to make Dak think that I wanted him, but I don't want him.
Don't you think this is where we are? If you do believe that Jerry is this businessman, the likes of which has made him a billionaire because he is wily and sees the future and everything he portrays, this is what that kind of guy would have done.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that he's that smart. I think he blundered into this, good, bad, or indifferent, that he has tried to sign Dak over and over, but Dak's the one that says, nope, I can get 60, and until I get 60, I am not going to play for you.
And this is where it gets hard. Like when it's dudes like Dak, or, I mean, hell, even harder, think about Joe Burrow and Josh Allen are two good examples. Two guys, like both of those guys are, I don't know that you can make a top 5 quarterback list and not have those two guys on it. So we're like, there's going to be top 5 lists that don't have Dak.
Nobody's going to debate you. Nobody's going to get mad at this. So, yeah.
Lamar is in the same conversation. When we're talking about top 5 quarterbacks, but haven't been able to win, I think there's going to come a time where people are going to say, do we pay these guys? Because,
well,
when you pay them, it gets harder. If Joe Burrow and Josh Allen couldn't win in their rookie deals, Lamar Jackson couldn't win on his rookie deal, it gets exponentially harder once you pay them. So is it more valuable to say, okay, It's been real. Joe Burrow, we're going to go try to find the next Joe Burrow. It sounds absurd, but
it's unsustainable. You can't, because we act like everybody only cares about winning Super Bowls, and there's 17 regular season games and there's 4 weeks of playoffs on top of that also sell tickets that feed the Bulldog. And while I might not ever make a Super Bowl, I might not ever get there, I can go get a quarterback that'll sell tickets for 16 weeks. And that's the line between what kind of owner are you? Is it a boat that you play with, or is it an investment? And there are two different kind of owners. And Jerry, this is an investment. There better be an ROI on this. This is not a boat that I can throw money at.
But here's the other thing. This is the other side of that. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson all just signed their second contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Dak's about to sign his third. And when you talk about the fans and like you're going to sell tickets with this quarterback, nobody in Buffalo or Cincinnati or in Baltimore are saying this guy's not good enough yet.
Right. And
they haven't had enough time to be jaded by those guys.
Right. And Jerry squeezed the juice out of this orange. I mean,
Dak,
we're tired of it.
Dak is at the point where I think Cowboy fans are ready to try something new because they realize this doesn't work. So if it's not about, if Dak's not here to sell tickets anymore and Dak ain't winning you a Super Bowl, there's no world where it makes sense to pay Dak $60 million. So you go out and you know what? If any team should be confident they can find a guy, they found Tony Romo as an undrafted free agent. They found Dak in round 4? I mean,
and that's why I think in their heart of hearts, they're like, Trey Lance still could be the dude. I think they're still going, Jerry and Steven, like, it's happened twice. But I watched Dak Prescott that first 2 weeks of Prescott practice out of Mississippi State, and he was the 4th string behind Jamal Showers. That's where he was when he became the starting quarterback, and he looked a lot like Lance did. I'm not saying that there's any other comparison other than that. And I believe Jerry and Steven in their heart of hearts think we might have done it again, and we're going to get a chance to see it late in the season.
Here's why I don't think it's Trey Lance.
I guarantee you it's not.
Well, not from a football standpoint, but from a money standpoint, because now you've burned up all the cheap years of Trey Lance.
Yeah, but even it's still cheap. What is it, $20 million if he does have half-ass? I mean, if he has half a shot, they're going to pay him. If he has,
for his 5th year.
Yeah,
and then if he's worth it, now he's Jordan Love.
Yeah,
and now you're back to square one.
There's no guarantee they keep him, but I'll tell you, if he shows any kind of potential, he'll be the starting quarterback next year as that search begins. As they go draft a number 1,
they would have to
do
draft
all that. But they see Lance as a possible bridge that's already in the building they can pay $20 million for.
Hey, let's give away a family 4-pack to the Hunters Extravaganza. We gave one away yesterday. How do we do it? Did we give that one away on the Brigade Bar yesterday?
I think we did.
Yeah, we gave one on the Brigade and one on.
We gave the Sebastian ticket
over the phone.
Yeah. So let's switch it up. Do we have Sebastian tickets today?
Yeah, we got some.
So we'll give those to the Brigade Bar. We'll do that a little later, like 8:30ish.
Yeah.
But let's give these the 2024 Hunters Extravaganza tickets, family 4-pack. The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. Don't miss the 2024 Hunters Extravaganza, August 16th to the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. And there's going to be snakes and alligators there too, which I don't like that part. But let's go caller number 5. You're going to win a 4-pack. And if you want tickets, you can go online. They've got details and tickets available at huntersextravaganza.com. There you go. All right. I want to kind of continue this conversation.
Well, why do we have to stop?
Well, because we got to go to a break.
We're not going to break. We are going to
when we're
lather up.
Dang it. Let's continue this conversation. It's Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Hey, you want to continue a conversation? How about continuing it over at Twin Peaks, the lodge that is just waiting for all you friends of like mind and you fantasy football commissioners? Yeah, you guys, I got an offer for you right now coming from Twin Peaks. If you'll go ahead and schedule your draft out at Twin Peaks, how about a $50 bounce back card coming to you just for being the GM or the commissioner that knows what everybody needs? And while everybody else is there, they get a $5 gift card and opportunities for merch and all kinds of great stuff from Twin Peaks. Trust me, if you haven't had your draft at Twin Peaks, you really haven't done it right. They know exactly what they're doing. They know you're going to be there for a minute, and they've got everything you need. No need to get out for a beer run. All your chasing's right there, and it's already 29 degrees and being brought to you the way it should be brought to you. And, of course, the food coming out of the kitchen for that long draft will sustain you from the hors d'oeuvres to the full plates to all the desserts you're chasing. And, of course, you like the mixed drinks. Tequilas are being poured as it is tequila season. Yeah, head over to Twin Peaks. There are 4 locations right now. 151 Days of Olive, that's my home field. The beautiful one right there at Park North, and the newest one in San Antonio over on the northeast side, IKEA Lane. You head over there for all that they've got, but now you add in football and all the things that are worth watching on all those different screens. Twin Peaks, the eats are always spectacular. The drinks are always icy cold, but why do you go? It's easy. It's those scenic views.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we have got some preseason football action. Can't wait to see Drake May against Bryce Young.
What about the Lions-Giants game? Oh, that won't be on TV. They're serving us up Carolina and New England on the NFL Network. We'll also talk Texans with John McClain. He joins us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bell Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's Jason and Joe from The Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join The Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Can a president not have sex with a porn star?
Clinton did it. No one had a problem with Clinton doing it.
Or Kennedy, or...
No one had problems with them doing it, right?
It's definitely an ingredient that was injected from the other side. What's the guy's name? The evil guy from Hungary, super rich.
Dracula?
No.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Connect to this radio station from all across the country. Take us to the gym, shopping. How about a road trip? Listen to us now on the free iHeartRadio app. You'll never miss a moment with your favorite radio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app and search for this station so we can go wherever you want us to.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
We're talking about whether or not the Cowboys are going to be comfortable letting Dak walk. I think the prudent thing to do is to let Dak go. And I know you're a big believer in you don't let guys go for nothing. But the Cowboys are that bad contract was already signed. The fact that the Cowboys can't franchise him and can't trade him, that's on them.
Yeah,
they did that to
water's under the
themselves.
bridge.
You can't fix it now.
He's going to leave without any recompense, and
You'll get a draft pick, right?
Yeah, you'll get a compensatory, probably a third rounder for this one. So yeah, I mean you'll get something back, but nothing like what they're searching. But I know that Jerry obviously is a very astute businessman, but I always felt like winning to him would overshadow the chase for the dollar. He knew that if I keep winning, or if I win the money will come. And I think his shift over the last 15 years has been, well, I'm just going to make some money, and hopefully we'll get close.
It's funny because other people are like, well, the reason why he's all in is because he knows he's running out of time to win, and
guys
blah blah blah.
At that age, they act like it, but he believes he's going to live forever, as he should. I feel like he has decided that this isn't because it's my investment, and because finding a quarterback is so freaking impossible, that I am now going to treat this like an actuarial table for an insurance company. And there is a percentage of what I'm going to spend on my quarterback that will never go over whatever the number they've decided. I don't care who it is. I'm just never going to go there. And we'll part as friends, Dak. I wish I could fit you into my scheme, but I can't. And it seems like Dak has come to the realization that he can't or won't. And Jerry has come to the realization that he won't. And they're just going to go down the road. But I don't think Jerry always planned that. I think he had an intent to sign Dak a year ago, 2 years ago, and didn't do it right. Just got in his own way for whatever reason, and he fell this way and has decided to go this direction. But I just, in my heart of hearts, felt like he wanted Dak. He felt like Dak was going to win a Super Bowl. And last January, when Green Bay kicked him in the nuts out of nowhere, it changed everything. Everything. At that point, he was done with Dak. I'm done. I'm not paying you another penny. I'm tired of watching you be the focal point for the reason we lost. Even if you're not the primary, you've been the reason every time.
Britton says, the fear of letting Dak walk, and I'm not a big Dak fan, but geez, we had a long dry spell before Tony came on the scene.
Scary as hell. We talked about the team.
Having 4-win season sucks. Which, yeah, it does. But you know what? Is a 4-win season worse than having a 10-win season that ends in a first-round shellacking in the first round?
It is worse.
To me, it's not.
Having suffered through both, I'd rather have 10 celebratory weekends and get crushed in January than 4 suck ones.
Even if you know there's not a Super Bowl at the end of those.
Even if I know.
I'm the opposite.
10 bits of oodle, 10 bits of fun. That's what's been beaten into me as a Cowboy fan, that I would almost rather, and we've had to for 30 years, celebrate regular season success and nothing postseason. And knowing full well that the difference between 10 wins and 6 wins is a hiccup. You know, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to go one direction or the other.
Is that where you're at now? You're a regular season, like you're happy with regular season success?
No, I think not anymore. But for the longest time, Cowboy fan was perfectly happy with 11 wins and a division title and a second round out. And that was a good year because they managed to do it for whatever reason with the excuses were reasons and the reasons were excuses. We did it because we had an undrafted free agent at quarterback, Tony Romo. We should be happy to get this far. Now
you're doing it with a 4th round pick.
Right. Now we're doing it with it because prior to that, we were doing it with John Kitna and Anthony Wright, and you name those slaps, which is where we're headed to again.
To me, if you don't have a quarterback or you don't have the kind of team that you think can win a Super Bowl, I would rather just stink and be able to draft someone who can maybe help you reset.
But see, you can do that when your team, when you're Pagula, when you own the Bills and your money is coming from somewhere else. This is expendable income just to pretty up my boat. This is Jerry's job. And a 4-win season and empty stands does not feed the Bulldog.
Dude, this Cowboy Stadium is not going to be empty.
Well, it has been, and it's been quiet. I've been there when there were no cheering. Yeah, the stands were full, but it was half full of other fans. It's not a good experience, and you start losing Cowboy fans coming to the games, and it's other fans showing up not buying your swag. I'd much rather have 10 games and the expectation of a possible playoff win than 4 games and this maybe Shedeur Sanders or maybe we can lure you name backup slap in next year. Man, Cowboy fan, take 10 wins. I think Jerry's kind of turned the page on that, though.
You know what you are? You're the guy who you're going on a date with a super hot chick. Then about date 3, date 4, she's still not putting out.
Moving on, baby.
But you don't seem to be wanting to move. You want to like keep going on that date rather than go slumming where you get it out of the way and break your streak.
Well, see, the thing is, Dak was only beautiful at certain times of the day. I had to hit him in the right light, or it wasn't ever a great it wasn't love at first sight.
But I'm saying a 10-win season with no payoff is dating the pretty girl that it never ends in success.
It's easy to say that, but every 10-win season feels different. Every 12-win season feels different. And if you're getting to 12 wins, you're in it to win it. I mean, you really are close, whether you deceive yourself or not, whether you fake yourself like Cowboy fan over the last 2 years. If everything works right, we might be able to get San Francisco. If we do this, that, and the other thing, we might be able to get past. We live on that. But I think Jerry has gotten to the point where, no, it's not going to be if we do that. And if Dak can overcome that, we're going to erase the board and we're going to go find another way to go. And it's a tough move for Jerry to make, man.
Well, to me, it sounds like Jerry's being reasonable then.
Well, the perception of Jerry has always been he has all the money in the world and is more than willing to spend it. That's the perception, but that is fallacy. That is not true. It hadn't been like that for a decade. If you ask too much, you are gone.
Because the truth is, the 49ers and the Cowboys had the same record last year. They are not the same thing.
No.
Those 12-5s are not equal things.
Because it's where the money was spent.
And and if Jerry is able to see, and I think what you're saying is sometimes Cowboy fan can be blinded by, we're 12-5. The Niners are 12-5. We're right there.
Because we Cowboy fan is the target every week. Every week is a big week. And I'd much rather go through and beat those teams that despise us on a regular and lose a playoff game to some team that than I would to lose to the Saints, to lose to the Texans, to lose to the Bears, to lose to all those teams that the fans are all around us. I'd rather go 12 wins.
But
and
maybe
suffer the playoff loss.
Maybe Jerry's looking at it as like this 12-win team is not close to winning a title, and I've got to make a change.
I refuse to believe he thinks that way. I think he fell into this situation. I believe if he could have paid Dak over the last couple of years, he would have, and Dak finally wised up. This is all Dak. This has nothing to do with Jerry's business acumen of I'm not paying a quarterback X. He's here now, and he can say that, but I don't think that was the plan.
If Dak does get paid, are the Cowboys closer or further from winning a Super Bowl?
Who's paying him? If
the Cowboys paid Dak,
they're on the. Well,
if they give Dak $60 million
a
year,
further away. I wouldn't say they're any closer, but they're exactly where they were last year. Whether you're a mile away or 100 miles away, you still ain't there.
But like I said, once you start paying a guy $60 million a year, the rest of the roster starts to deplete, are you going to end up, or will you be closer or further at the end of that contract that you signed Dak to?
Again, the contract at the end is better than it would be now. Yes, they're not close. They got a quarterback that has proven over and over that he can't or is unable to. Doesn't mean he won't at some point, but it won't be with a star on his helmet.
I'll be on, and again, I'm not a Cowboys fan, so I don't have a dog in the fight other than I want them to be interesting because it's my job to talk about them. But if I were in charge of the Dallas Cowboys, I wouldn't pay Dak Prescott just because it's throwing money at something that's never going to get you to your ultimate goal.
And the good news
is Band-Aid.
The guy that you're trying to pay doesn't want your money. Dak doesn't want Jerry's pittance, a long-term, smaller deal. He wants as much money early on as possible because he still sees a potential for another contract. He could get another one.
Yeah. This is what, so 830 Clay says, without a competent QB, you have 0% chance. That is true.
It's a true statement.
But here's the thing. If you can draft a competent quarterback and have that roster built up in the first 5 years, that's the teams that have the best chance. And I know it's not a great example because they haven't won it yet, but the way the 49ers are able to pay their star players because their quarterback makes like $80 a week, that's the goal. Like, I mean, the likelihood that that's going to happen again is that's like a Tom Brady thing. But if you can, even if it's a first round pick, you pay first round picks so little compared to, a quarterback that's been in the league for 7 years that you've got a real window, a 5 to 6 year window where you can win and have a great roster around a young quarterback. Seattle did it this way. Russ wasn't some special, team money. So they were able to keep that team around him. And he was just competent. I mean, he was better than competent, but he wasn't a bozo. And
well, every team's like that.
But once that guy gets paid, the walls around you start to crumble. And it's like, then it was like, okay, is Russell Wilson good enough to win when he's not on a top 5 roster? The answer so far has been absolutely not. The only guy who can do that in the world seems to be Patrick Mahomes.
And I think we get lost in the chase for Patrick Mahomes. Just find a guy that will be successful for 4 years and at least not be a detriment to your team. If he can elevate some and never bring anybody else down, that's the best chance you have. But if I was an owner, I would still be on that constant search for the next Mahomes. I would still be on that constant search and hope I would find a guy that would be worth me paying that. Because when you do have a guy like that, that will eat 35, 40% of your salary cap if they never break it out. It is still worth having that guy. It's still worth having Pat Mahomes or Tom Brady over anybody else, no matter how much you have to pay him.
Well, because there's so few guys in the league where whatever the rest of your roster looks like, you've got a chance to win.
And
Mahomes is one of those guys.
And the thing that is the killer with the Mahomes and the Bradys, the two GOATs, is they weren't number 1 overall picks.
No.
These were guys that you
got passed over.
And that was what makes it even more confounding to fans and ownership is it's not about getting the number 1 guy, the golden god that's coming from quarterback you. It's about finding the dude that fits at the right time at the right place. And unfortunately, it takes 100 draft picks to find that one.
All right. When we come back, we'll look at the NFL games that are going down tonight. We've got football, baby. It's a Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
As you live at home and get used to things at home, your water softener, your routine, your stop for coffee, whatever it might be, you get lost in the repetition of what really works for you. I left town last week and didn't have access to a Connecticut water softener. You don't really think about your water until you're standing under some kind of water that just doesn't feel right. Doesn't get the soap off you, doesn't feel right, tastes a little off. That's your Connecticut taking care of you when you're at home. If you have a Kinetico, you never think about that stuff on your dishes or the quality of the water you're feeding your pets or your children. You never consider what's going on in my pet food bowl. You never think about what's that dry white stuff at the bottom of my glass whenever the water evaporates. That's just not a consideration until you're someplace where you got to think about it. If you're thinking about that right now, write this number down, 656 Pure. If you've seen white powder on any dish coming out of your dishwasher, write 656 Pure down. If you have had that dry feeling on your skin, remember KineticoSA.com, because that's a fixable thing and it won't cost you a penny for 90 days. If you'll call them today, 656 Pure, Kinetico will come out and put the best water softener you can get in this part of the world in your home for 90 days and not ask you for a penny. Let you decide if what I'm telling you is the truth. And at 91 days, you're going to be just like me, a Kinetico customer for life. So go ahead and do it. Call 656 Pure. Go to KineticoSA.com for all the details. Get yourself a Kinetico. Be with the cool kids, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
San Antonio Sports Star.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our motto is simple. George gets justice. But what does that mean for you? It means you get an award-winning team of attorneys who will fight for everything taken from you so that you can get back to what matters in life. When we say George gets justice, it's just not a motto. It's a commitment to you. Call us at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Play ball! Missions Baseball returns Tuesday night at Wolf Stadium. Join us for AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch is at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
At Lowe's, we know how to save pros time and money. Save 20% on 1-gallon cans and 5-gallon pails of Valspar Defense or Cabot Stain. Plus, save 15% on your choice of 6 or more Purdy items. And get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 8/21. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See store or Lowe's.com for details. Must be single receipt purchase. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
right.
to turnovers, no, and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice. Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the Ortho Now Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Congrats to Frank Miranda. He won the Hunter's Extravaganza Family 4-pack.
Go get yourself a ghillie suit, Frank. Some deer urine, a ghillie suit, case of Bang.
Bang! Let's give away some Sebastian Maniscalco tickets to the Brigade Bar. Let's see. What do I want to do? How do I want to do this?
He was in a Scorsese movie not long ago.
You know what? I've got what I wanted. I want it to go to someone who's been listening to the show today, not someone who's a good Googler.
Good googly moogly.
Early in the show, Rob and I, and Vic even, were talking about a food item that none of us have had in a long time, but Rob is going to make on his Blackstone. I want to know what that food item was. If you're the first person to post it in the YouTube chat, you'll win 2 tickets to Sebastian Maniscalco at the Frost Bank Center. And that's this Sunday. You can see Sebastian Maniscalco there. And if you don't win tickets, you can still get them at livenation.com. There's our winner right there. I see him. Sean. I thought it said Sean Combs, but it's Sean Cords. It's like Puffy.
Puff.
We found Diddy.
You don't want to be found right now.
No, he's hiding out.
Stay on
Imagine Diddy like comes out of hiding to get Sebastian Maniscalco tickets.
Think of the
busted.
Think of the pre-party.
Oh no.
Oh, he would. I don't think he'd be interested because I think it's probably a 21 and up show, right?
Yeah. He wouldn't.
Too old for his
show up.
taste. Yeah.
Too old.
Yawn. I'll pass. No Diddy. There's 2 games tonight, NFL preseason games. I'll be honest, they both kind of suck. The matchups are terrible.
Well, there's one in the one game we can't see. I would like to see Pittsburgh tonight.
No. You mean Detroit?
Detroit. Well, no, I thought Pittsburgh was going on.
No.
Who's the Giants? Who are the Giants playing?
They're playing Detroit.
Oh, I thought they were playing Pittsburgh. No, there's nothing I want to see here.
Carolina at New England. Detroit at the Giants.
Nothing here. Nothing at all. Is there? Okay, so let's look at the plot lines. The Giants, what's the plot line here?
We just saw the whole plot line.
We're in a holding pattern.
We just saw the whole plot line. It was called Hard Knocks Hard Knocks Preseason.
How are we going to extricate ourselves from Danny Dimes? That's the plot line with the Giants. Detroit, don't do anything stupid. Is the Detroit plot line. Just get to the playoffs. Don't do anything stupid. I'm not sure what the hell's going on in New England, but they're at the very beginning of it. I don't know what the immediate story is in New England. I guess it's quarterback.
I'll say this. Carolina's at New England. They might be the 2 worst teams in the NFL.
And Carolina is going to be this Petri dish is not a good term for it, but this microscope on a quarterback. And it could go south really quick there. I worry for his health and his long-term in Carolina. I just don't think it's going to work out. And I'm wondering how they're going to protect him to keep him at least upright.
So with Carolina, New England, and the Giants playing today, I think we've got 3 of the 5 worst teams in the NFL.
I think so too. And all of them they're at the bottom. It's not like they're still falling. I mean, they've already reached the bottom, and they're trying to claw themselves back up. The Giants might still have some falling.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Giants might not have reached it.
But the plot lines are quarterbacks on all of these, but very different plot lines. Because Dimes is playing for his veritable NFL life. If he leaves the Giants, he will be a backup for the rest of his career.
Yeah,
and I think he knows that. And Bryce, on the other hand, I think is just trying to find his feet, man. I really am worried about that, even though you believe, and I do too, that the Texans would have happily drafted Bryce first.
I think so too.
What a colossal error that would have been.
You can see Carolina and New England on the NFL Network.
Oh.
You cannot see Detroit and the Giants tonight.
How odd.
It is odd, even though I think the Giants I think the Giants might have the biggest fan base of these teams.
Well, New England probably still.
I think
there's still a lot of T-shirts out there anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say I mean, how many diehard New England fans are there anymore?
A lot of Brady fans.
I bet there's a lot of Brady fans, a lot of Belichick fans that are like, yeah, we got nothing to do with this. We're Celtics and Red Sox fans here.
True.
But I mean, Giants fans, they're used to disappointment. They accept it. I would have thought they'd put that, and especially because the other thing is that the Lions are actually good. Like, oh, you want to show a team that was in an NFC championship game last year? That seems like the one you'd pick instead of teams that had, I think they had the 2 of the 3 worst records in football.
I love these local broadcasts that we're not going to get to watch. The local squad that gets to do the home game, their .com crew, and it's always some guy from that team's past. You go, oh, I remember him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I vaguely remember this cat as he's giving us deep insight to the Giant offensive line.
Yeah.
So we won't be forced to watch the local broadcast for all these national squads.
Here's the Panther here on the call for the Panthers, TJ Hushmanzada.
Seriously, and they're like, wow, there's where TJ is. Good to hear from you, bro.
It is always funny to see who shows up, like who they decide, because that's what it is. It's who was a good soldier at the time,
put in the work,
and they're like, you know what, let's throw this guy a bone.
Willing to go do the rubber chicken circuit, talk about his quarterback club. Yeah, those guys. I always appreciate hearing from them.
Yeah. Now on the call for the Patriots, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Like that, Robbie Carpenter with the Cowboys.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. Huh? All right.
The law firm.
Didn't see that coming. He beat out Logan Mankins for the job.
Jeremiah Trotta.
Yeah, it's like just random dudes that you probably haven't thought of in 10 years.
So you get it over the next couple of weeks when you watch the preseason games. You're going to see your old favorite dudes.
It's like name a random New England Patriot player from back in the day.
Like for the Jaguars for a minute, it was Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
Mojo D.
He does like some national broadcasts even.
He's used it to kind of catapult it, but that's the best thing about preseason football.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I know preseason football it's not real football, but it's something, and we get it tonight. I'm excited for it. I make fun of Carolina, New England. I'll still watch that crappy game, see which one of their crappy players looks crappier
for the first 8 minutes.
That's just what I mean. What else am I going to do? Not watch football?
Women's synchro.
Yeah, not watch football. Yeah, that's not an option. Tomorrow, maybe some more intriguing actually, not maybe. Significantly more intriguing matchups. Atlanta's at Miami.
Lots of plots there.
Houston is at Pittsburgh.
Lots there.
Philly's at Baltimore. Like those are games that you want to sit down and watch. And of course, the Cowboys don't play till Sunday. They are they're the week 1 of a preseason finale. They're the grand prize. Cowboys and Rams.
I'm going to be at Sebastian Maniscalco. I'll let you tell me about it.
Okay, I'll tell you all about it. Well, the game's at 3:30.
I'm pre-partying.
Oh, okay.
We're getting down there early.
You're not going to watch on your iPad?
Probably not.
You have to. What are we going to? I mean, when I come in on Monday and say, Rob, what was your takeaway from the game?
I will have seen everything that will be appropriate to have been seen.
You're going to talk like this, and you're going to say, I didn't watch the Cowboys game.
Make way for the bad guy.
I don't watch the Cowboys because I'm not from Texas, if you can't tell by the way I talk. Was that all right?
It's close.
Okay. All right.
That's pretty
I
good.
mean,
Yeah,
probably
okay,
right?
okay.
I was thinking it might be a Dolphin fan.
I don't know nothing about the Cowboys. Yeah, all right. Well, I assume you'll catch up. You'll read about it in a newspaper that morning. Maybe that's how
You
you'll.
mean our paper that comes out of Houston? I don't think so.
No.
I think I will miss the rundown. I do. You know
Rob
what?
does get the newspaper
We
at his
still
house.
get a hard copy printed newspaper.
Really?
It costs like $3 a day.
All right. So Sean, he was the first guy to put Sloppy Joe on the Brigade Bar chat. He's our winner.
So does he have a time limit?
He's got till 9 o'clock to call.
656-3776, 656 ESPN. Sean, we need you to call in so you go see Sebastian.
If those tickets are unclaimed by 9 o'clock, Texas all day,
every day.
That guy is the winner, and he'll have to call in and claim that spot. But first, Sean, you've got 7 minutos, 7 minutes if you're an English speaker.
In the meantime, as we head to break, you Texas fan?
You mean what?
We're not heading there. We're not there yet. You a Texas Longhorn fan? You a little worried? It's already starting. CJ Baxter.
Yeah, CJ Baxter, the
that's
perceived
tough
starting
news,
running back.
man. I feel so bad for this kid. No one likes to see any of that.
No, that sucks. And it's a PCL. That's a devastating injury. Here's the deal, though, with Texas. What we've seen in the last few years is if there's one place that team seems to have unlimited depth, it's the running back room. Like, they got Jonathan Brooks. So Jadon Blue, the guy who looks like he's going to be the beneficiary of the open opportunity now that Baxter's hurt, he was the #1 recruit in the country out of Klein Kane, like the area where I lived in Houston. And he's hardly been on the field because there's been Bijans and there's
Roshans.
Yeah, it's like a never-ending cycle of these running backs that have come out of the blue. And the guy, I don't know why, Jonathan Brooks from last year went to Hallettsville High School. He's like a 3A guy, and became the draft. They've got guys waiting in the wings that you probably haven't heard of.
I'm just warning you.
They're going to
Texas.
need them.
Depth.
It is SEC life now.
Depth, baby.
All right, last hour of the show coming up. Morning Huddle, 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2024 Hunters Extravaganza, August 16th through the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out our hunting seminars, the latest in hunting equipment, last season's best bucks in our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. August 16th through the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
School is almost here, and if there's two things I can count on, it's my kids needing new outfits because they grow like weeds, and Cole stocking their favorite styles. With the back-to-school customer appreciation event going on, I scored 30% off tees, jeans, sneakers, and more when I shopped with a Kohl's card. No card? No problem. Rewards members save 20%, and everyone else saves 15%, plus earn Kohl's cash. When it comes to back to school, you gotta go back to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offer ends August 11th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text ENERGY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ENERGY to 321-321. That's ENERGY to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve A-plus service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 885-898-M16004.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Does anybody know what a hydrothermal explosion is?
I don't.
It happened at Yellowstone.
Whoa.
I just got a tweet with some kind of hydrothermal explosion at part of the Yellowstone National Park, and part of it's closed while they clean up debris.
What? Can you Google what that means?
I don't know what a hydrothermal explosion is.
It's technically a geyser.
People have heard of.
How long does it take to have a discussion about a hypothermic explosion? And we get a comment about...
Oh, you got to give him that Hawk Tuah spit on that thing.
Josh on our YouTube, you think the Hawk Tuah girl was near that massive eruption?
Not that one. Probably been around a few.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs signed free agent Malachi Flynn to a one-year non-guaranteed deal. Flynn averaged 5.5 points in 69 games last season, though he does have a 50-burger in his pocket. Team USA takes the court today in the semifinals, taking on Serbia. Tip-off at 2 p.m. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob on a little Friday, small Friday. You haven't called it that all day, Rob. That brings me joy when you call Thursday Small Friday, and you haven't done it once.
It hadn't struck me till now. It is, in fact, Small Friday.
We've made it.
We have. It's downhill from here, baby.
Yes, sir. And there's football today. I mean, It's hard to beat a day like this. You got to admit.
You got football and basketball today.
It's hard to beat a day like this. Yeah, USA basketball as well. Although, I don't know. Maybe it'll be competitive. I'm not holding my breath. Brandon Aiyuk's a guy we've talked about the last couple days. And we talked about how New England, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland were perceived as the most likely landing spots. Well, New England, let's start with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is willing to pay they're willing to pay what Aiyuk wants, but not willing to meet the compensation requests of the 49ers so far. The Browns are willing to meet the compensation, but not willing to pay Aiyuk what he wants so far. The Patriots were willing to do both of those things, but Aiyuk wasn't interested in playing for the Patriots. So now we've got this, I don't know, it's not even a Mexican standoff, I don't think, because I guess there's some kind of standoff.
They were going to offer Aiyuk.
They call it a Romanian standoff.
A 4-year extension with an average of $32 million a year.
The Patriots?
Yeah. And they were also, of course, going to give value in return for receiving Aiyuk back to 49ers, and Aiyuk turned it down because he didn't want to play in New England.
4 years, $32 million.
Respect, man. Maybe he'll end up with less, and he'd rather make a little bit less and be on a winning team.
I really hope he does.
I think he's going to end up making less, because if he was going to make more, it'd happen. I think he'd already been gone.
Well, now it's starting to come out. Here's what the 49ers are asking for. 2 first-round picks.
They should. They can be patient. What's Aiyuk? There's nowhere for Aiyuk to go.
He's under contract. What are you going to do?
He's under contract. He needs the vesting time. I guess you have until week 8. Be patient. There's no hurry for San Francisco. We'll just wait you out. I think that there's going to be a wide receiver go down. There's going to be something that'll kick the Aiyuk market up, and they'll get what they're chasing if they're just patient.
The Commanders may also be pushing their way into the conversation, but
if he didn't want to go to New England, you think he wants to go to the Commanders?
I don't know. When you think about Kingsbury being there, it's like that's an offensive. I mean, that's a friendly offense.
Yeah. But there's wins and losses that aren't going to be coming anytime soon.
To me, I think he's more worried about stats and quarterback competency, which I don't know if Jane Daniels is better than Drake May. I don't. I mean,
6-1.
Yeah. I mean, it's a coin flip at this point, but I could see the appeal of playing for a Kingsbury offense, certainly.
If he wants to win, it's Cleveland. If he wants to win.
Or Pittsburgh.
Well, maybe. But I think really Cleveland's the best situation.
Without
Most
question.
established quarterback. Plenty of talent there, and talent to get back to San Francisco if they want to drop a Cooper off.
But what's the holdup? It's compensation.
Money. Yeah.
So do you want to take less money to win? That's the question that Aiyuk's being presented with.
And so far,
Aiyuk wants his cake. He wants to eat it, and he wants to eat your cake. He wants all the cakes.
I don't blame him now. Now, in 3 weeks, if he's still sitting without a gig and no one's come calling and he has to slink back to San Francisco, he has made a tactical error, the likes of which he might not be able to come back from, because by this point, San Francisco offensively might have already moved on. Now, I'm sure Aiyuk will play a role, but he won't have the kind of years that he's had in the past to kind of go get that next deal that he wants when he's truly a free agent next year.
The Steelers seem like a team that could use him. Remember, they traded Deontay Johnson to Carolina. They're looking at George Pickens is their number 1 guy, no doubt. The rest of their receiver room is Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin III, and Roman Wilson, who's a rookie.
Yeah, he's the best receiver. Pickens is good. He's a different kind of receiver than Pickens, but he's the number 1 the moment he lands in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Pickens has a lot of potential.
Pickens. I'm not mad at him, but Aiyuk, I think, would be the number 1 dude, at least initially. Different kind of receiver, though.
But with Pickens, you've got Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. You got Pat Freiermuth. You got solid offensive line. And then if Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, one of them steps up, maybe you got something.
It'd be a good position to be in either way. They don't have a lot to give back, though, unless they're going to give away one of those young rookies. And if past is any representation of future return, I would bet the Steelers got a couple pretty good young wide receivers. They always do.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. No Texas all day hasn't called either.
Well,
you got till 9:15 Texas all day,
and then Alexandra's
going to be the winner. Deck. Oh, Alexandra, she wants to. Do you want to go see Sebastian? Alexandra,
she's still there. I still see her floating around.
You want to go see me? You want to go see me perform? We can make that happen.
Well, he's not going to see Tony Montana.
Okay.
She's going to see maybe Montesacco if Texas all day.
Texas all day, you're running out of chances, Bubba.
See, they're on. She's ready.
It says I was working.
Oh, he's back? All right.
He says I was working.
Sorry,
you better
Alexandra.
call in, Bubba.
Tomorrow.
You better call in.
656-3776, the magic number. And you can use that number if you just want to talk to us, too.
That's true.
I mean, that line has several uses.
That's right. Alexandra says she does want to go.
All right.
Maybe she can be my date.
Are you free on Sunday night? The beautiful Frost Center.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
You'd have to miss the Cowboy game.
The Cowboy game is at 3:30.
It's going to go 7 hours.
The game, it's a preseason game, will not last 7 hours.
3.5.
It'll last 3 hours. That's what NFL games last. And when's the show? Is it at 6 o'clock?
I think it's probably 7.
All right. Look, yeah, I can't stay out that late on Sunday.
I know it's going to be.
I don't know. Unless Alexandra's super hot.
Oh, I guarantee
she's 10 out of 10.
All of our brigade bar members.
No, we got some
female.
We got some ugly dudes on the brigade bar. A couple uglies.
You are assuming the worst. I assume the best.
I don't. Listen. I've
been
in sports radio for a long time, Bubba. I know. If my audience was only made up of the pretty sports radio listeners, I wouldn't have much of an audience.
Mine, on the other hand, are our stellar looking crew.
What are you doing, Jack FM or something?
Yeah, we're doing it. I would put our audience's looks against any other sports talk radio show anywhere.
You know what? I'll put our audience's looks
looking crew going.
I'll put our audience's looks up against KTSA.
Oh, we'll kick the crap out of KTSA.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, beauty contest, athletic prowess, you name the contest, we'll take those news rats down.
Yeah, our audience is way hotter than theirs.
Although, have you seen the women on Fox? They have an eye.
Yeah, you think those women listen to political radio?
Well, I don't know.
No.
Vapid comes to mind, but
no.
They have an eye for talent. I'll give them that.
Right. All right. We've been Yeah. I don't know if Brandon Aiyuk is worth 2 first-round picks, to be quite honest.
He is.
2 first-round picks and $30 million.
Well, see, I think you would spend 2 first-round picks looking for Brandon Aiyuk. You know what I mean?
But then if you spent 2 first-round picks looking for him, you'd also have him under friendly team control.
Oh, no, this is not a perfect deal by any stretch. That's why I think if you're going to go get a guy like Aiyuk, you better be pretty close because you're giving up some future value.
Yeah, I don't like this deal. I wouldn't want my favorite team to give up 2 first-round picks and then pay Brandon Aiyuk $30 million. That's just me.
Well, maybe a first-round pick could be augmented by the guy, the likes of which of Amari Cooper, where you could get some immediate recompense and some salary relief. That might, we know what San Francisco's asking. That doesn't mean they're going to get it. But if I was searching for a guy like Aiyuk, 2 first-rounders doesn't seem crazy to me because I would have spent 2 years looking for a guy like Aiyuk.
Bobby Castaneda is our winner. Alexandra, I'm sorry.
I thought I saw her on the bar.
She was, but Bobby or Texas All Day called in.
Yeah, so that was Texas All Day. Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby, congratulations.
But Alexandra, we'll see what we can do tomorrow. You'll have to listen to the program tomorrow. We'll see how it goes.
In about 20 minminutes, if you listen to the Daily Lines, you might be able to make enough to go buy her own.
Maybe.
A little bit of gravy.
And again, she's 8.5 or better. Well, I mean, I'll consider staying out past my bedtime on Sunday.
San Antonio 8 or
I mean,
which is a 9 everywhere else.
I guess we're in San Antonio. I guess that rules are rules, right?
7 everywhere else.
Rules are rules.
She says she'll listen.
Okay. All right. She's listening
She just
to
went
offers.
up another number. She's an 8 now.
She's listening to offers. We're going to talk some more football. We've got some more news and notes to get into, and some non-sport stuff. But I want to give us some extra time for the Daily Lions because we get to talk football today. But we'll do that on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, we have got some preseason football action. Can't wait to see Drake May against Bryce Young.
What about the Lions-Giants game? Oh, that won't be on TV. They're serving us up Carolina and New England on the NFL Network. We'll also talk Texans with John McClain. He joins us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, the Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. You stop running because your feet always hurt. That's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Yeah, my daughter needs a laptop for college, but I need to watch the budget.
Well, Staples hot deals on tech are backed by a price match guarantee. So
Great. I can't believe my baby's starting college.
she'll do great.
I know.
Oh, let's get you a great deal on a laptop.
Save big on tech for school at Staples. Now get up to $300 off select PCs. And take 24 price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
What Bill Taylor is up with all this rain?
I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
I thought you were him.
No, not today.
Okay. He's like hero today because we're getting all this rain.
He's got that old weather thing going on.
What does that mean?
Well, we used to tease Bill every time weather like this. And of course, he's going to be the featured dude on all the newscasts.
Yeah.
He's a little weather woody.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, baby. On a little, small, tiny baby Friday, also known as Thursday.
It's a little baby now. I think we got a full-on toddler now. It's 9:15.
Little sweet baby. Little tiny baby Friday. Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Feeling good about the week. Feeling good that we've made it so far, my friend. We've made it so far. Josh Allen and the Bills starters, they're announced they're playing on Saturday. They're going to play about a quarter in the preseason opener. We talked about this yesterday, the idea of who's going to play, who's not going to play in preseason openers. Josh Allen and the starters are going to play, and they're going to take it a week at a time to see how much he's going to play. Mm-hmm. And I think this is as much Josh Allen who wants to play as it is McDermott, who I think it's his general philosophy to let them play. And I think with a lot of coaches, that's what it is. It's like, do I believe in letting them play or keeping them safe? But McDermott said, it's really, to me, it's getting them ramped up and ready to go for the season. It's an important step. It's hard to simulate the speed of the game. So getting that in the preseason is important. Going through warm-ups and the energy that comes with playing a game in front of fans and being able to manage that, there's a lot of reasons for it. There's a number of new faces on our offense also, including his receiving core. And so some of that is baked into this. The biggest thing is individually, we've got to get ourselves ready to go and go from there.
I think you hit it with the receiving core.
I think so too.
I think that's it.
I think anybody who's got off-season changes, or there's any kind of questions, like what's it going to look, you got a new coordinator. To me, get out there and play some. Get out there and play.
Well,
you could get hurt at joint practice. You could get hurt walking down the stairs. You know what I mean? So, Sam Williams finished his season in a one-team practice.
Yeah, but a good rule of thumb is if you don't get hit by a bus, don't play in the street. So, you are opening yourself up to a little bit more of an injury opportunity when you go put yourself in a game with guys that might not be up to snuff, and one guy trying to make a team. There is some threat, and I do get the concern as if I was a head coach, and I will always. But when you're dealing, like you said, if I got a new OC, I got a quarterback and a relationship I got to build with receivers, you got to put them out there and take the risk. But it ain't gonna be more than about 15 snaps.
No, I would expect it's going to be. It'll be quick.
Yeah, I'm not going to, and it's only going to be with the ones. And in the moment that I'm worried about your backside protection, you're coming out. But yeah, I'm in it for a couple of snaps.
Jim Harbaugh saga at Michigan continues.
They're punishing me for what he did. They're just going to send everybody that ever watched a Michigan game is going to have to pay the price because they can't do anything to him.
Yeah, I got bad news. If you're a Michigan fan, Jim Harbaugh is not going to be welcome back at Michigan for at least 4 years. He is banished from doing any kind of college coaching for the next 4 years.
Is there any other job in the world that has less effect on anything than an enforcement or a compliance officer with the NCAA or whatever rubble it is now? Seriously, I'd just like to wake up and know everything you do is for naught. Like, I'm going to, what I'm doing today, I'm holding a press conference and I'm going to punish a guy who is not punishable. You know what we're going to do to you, Harbaugh? You're not allowed back. Take that with you, sir. Now, let me go back and research some other fool that got taken to lunch.
Vic.
On somebody else's dime.
For the next 4 years, Vic.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have sex with any Playboy playmates.
None. Come on, man. Dare them.
Nope. You've lost your privileges. You can't do it.
What did I do?
It's like things that, like, you're never, Rob, for the next 4 years, you're not allowed to play in a single NBA game.
Well, see, I had plans.
It's like,
you're taking away my rights.
Yeah, it's like take whatever absurd thing that
You mean
wasn't going to
I
happen.
will be able to go to space? They're going to keep me from being an
No.
astronaut now?
You're not allowed in space for the next. Oh well, at least not for the next 4 years.
That's not fair.
Yeah,
I want a title.
Yep. I've been informed that my passport is no good in Russia for the next 4 years. I'm not allowed to visit Russia for at least 4 years. So they took away my dream.
There's a guy that spent the last year investigating Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And came to this, airtight case against him. And
the punishment is none.
Not a lick.
Yeah.
Your life means nothing. Your entire purpose has no meaning in this world. Go back and let's see. You know what your next job is? I want you to investigate whether the earth is flat. Come back to us. And here's $50,000 for your investigation. You there's no purpose.
No, I don't understand it.
What would be the fix, though? Is there a legit fix to this? Because there's not.
No, it's dude. This is Pete Carroll did this exact same thing. Pete Carroll knew, okay, I cheated. The heat's coming.
I'm out.
I'm taking this job at Seattle, and whatever happens at
We're
USC.
going to vacate some of those wins that you remember. Forget them. They don't count.
Didn't happen.
All those wins you remember, just act like they didn't even matter. And I've got an eraser here that's going to prove to anybody else that was there and witnessed it that it didn't really happen either.
Yeah.
For years. Let's see. There's 2024. That didn't count. Keep talking and we'll go back to 23. You got a problem? Those don't count either.
Okay.
But that's just one less scholarship. You keep yupping your mouth, you're going to get 5 left.
Okay.
There you go. Now you can't coach in college anymore.
That's right. You're done. You're done in this town.
I'll learn you.
I wanted to get a couple non-sport stories in. Roseburg, Oregon. Oregon's one of 2 states in the country where you're not allowed to pump your own gas.
That's all. You ever talk to people from there and they're afraid of it? Like, if I get out, I'll set myself on fire.
My wife is from Oregon, and there was a while where I pumped her gas for her because
Oregon,
it was like
it's Jersey, right?
Jersey, yeah, Oregon and New Jersey. But she was like, she didn't grow up pumping gas.
Did she have like this illogical fear? Like, if I do that,
no,
there's a lot of things.
But
But
there are people up there. Like, I think her mom is one of those people who, like, she really didn't want to pump gas when she left Oregon. She's like, I don't know how to do
flammable
this.
liquid.
Scary. Well, and maybe there's good reason.
Well, I've seen some idiots.
Jennifer Denise Holmes, who is 47 years old, she drives a van with Nana's Sweet Treats written on the side. She's been arrested. She was arrested at the Douglas County Farmers Co-op in relation to a fire. She was siphoning gas out of a U-Haul in Roseburg using a hose. And she was doing that while she was smoking.
Well, as long as you have it in the other hand.
Have you ever siphoned gas out of a hose?
As long as I have, and
it's not a fun thing to do, like, because you have to suck until
it reaches right
until it hits.
You don't want it to quite get past the lips. You know what I mean?
But it hits,
and
yeah,
that's a flavor.
I like
she
to
had a cigarette in her hand.
Yes, the whole U-Haul caught on fire. Fully engulfed, spread to a second van. The driveline burned out, causing the flaming van to roll into a tree. I mean, and when it rolled, authorities could see a heavily burned gas cap and insulated electrical cord. Security footage showed Holmes' van in the area just before the fire began. She was questioned and admitted to siphoning gas from the U-Haul and lighting a cigarette at the same time, which sparked the fire.
Did she have, like, they knew it was her because her face was red and she didn't have any eyebrows left?
Probably helped.
Was eyebrowless and red-faced.
But also maybe don't have your company's name written on the side of your van when you're stealing gas.
Although, respect to a woman who goes, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and siphon this gas. I have a skill.
It's like Cheech and Chong's next movie. And they steal that gas, they with all into a trash can, they fill up the car, and then hey man, let's light up. I don't think you should do that, man.
Not a good idea.
But then they do, and they blew up. But they didn't die. You can't die in a Cheech and Chong movie.
No.
In real life, you could potentially die.
But she didn't die either, but she is fined now.
Well, now she got arrested for arson. That's not a great thing to have on your permanent record. Arson. Most people frown on that. Whitefish Bay Police Department. They found a lady going 60 miles an hour in a 30 mile an hour zone at 1:30 in the morning. 35-year-old Mallory Griffin was not quite following orders.
You mean after she'd been pulled over?
Yeah, she got pulled over. The cop pulled up behind her, and as soon as the cop got out of the car, she took off again. Of course, there were more cops waiting there. She is taken into custody, laughing at officers. When she gets back to the station, an officer asks her if she has any bruises.
Bruises?
Mm-hmm. From the being roughed up, maybe.
Oh, from being taken down for resisting?
And she said, do you want me to get undressed? Do you want to see it? And she took her pants off. Before she did the sobriety test, she did some yoga poses. She said, can you do what I can do? Can you do this? And you're a cop? I haven't worked out in 3 years. She does all these yoga poses. But as soon as she, dropped trow to show that she didn't have bruises, they said, well, we still think you're drunk.
Yeah.
She's under the influence of something. She was given multiple citations for operating while intoxicated, resisting arrest, speeding, and not having proper vehicle registration.
Dressing like Winnie the Pooh.
Yes. She had yoga pants on to start.
Oh, so she just peeled those off to prove her
big
sobriety.
deal. Yeah.
Oh, well. Were there any bruises?
No, there were no bruises.
At least she proved that.
And finally, this is what women do, man. This is why you can't trust women. An American woman was found.
Why do you have to preface it with American?
Because she's
just a woman.
She's an American woman
from America.
An American woman in the forest in India.
So she's an American woman in India.
Yes. Okay. Chained to a tree.
Which, as happens in India. Why? No. Should I ask why she's chained to a tree?
Well, it's a good question.
Is it part of the story or is it just like a preface to the story?
She is 50 years old.
50-year-old American chained to a tree in India.
She was chained to the tree for 40 days. At least that's what she said. She was initially unable to speak. She told police that she'd been, with a handwritten note, she'd been tied to the tree following a domestic dispute with her husband.
Who is of Indian?
It doesn't say that. It doesn't. Well, her name's Kumar. I'm assuming she's married to an Indian man.
Okay. And if you get in a fight, you chain your wife to a tree?
Yeah, apparently. Okay. But after a thorough investigation,
she's lying.
She's lying.
I knew it. 40 days.
Here's how they knew she was lying. She's not married. She just made this. Everybody says believe women. She's made up a husband.
So this
and blamed
not
her.
A real Kumar.
She chained herself to the tree.
And what was the benefit to chaining herself to a tree? What did she help to gain?
Pity? I don't know. She's being held in a hospital psychiatric ward.
I was going to say
clearly mentally ill.
So the 40-day chain thing, that's one thing.
They don't believe that she went 40 days because it's unlike you can't survive 40 days without food or water.
And then there's no husband.
Yeah.
And she's from America in the middle of a
They
forest.
just think she's a loon.
I'm beginning to think
I think it's a safe bet that she's just a loon.
I appreciate the fact that she didn't take full responsibility. Like she blamed a dude. Did she get herself free?
Yeah, well, the cops got her free.
Oh, they found her.
Lastly, bad news. Nelly, are you a fan of Nelly?
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in her. He's been arrested.
I thought he was part of the brigade we sent over to Paris, our former famous rappers, to make nice with the frogs.
Well, he's in Missouri.
That's where he's from.
He's
St.
from
Louis,
the
right?
M-I, crooked letter, O-U-R-I. No one could do it better. That's how I know he's from Missouri. Because crooked letter means S in
what
hip hop.
that means? Oh.
Yeah. Nelly, a.k.a. Cornell Haynes Jr., who's 49. Rob thinks me and Nelly are the same age, basically.
Is he bald too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was arrested for a 2018 infraction, which turned into a warrant issued in December of last year, and now he's been busted. How did he get busted? Well, he was at the casino, and he won.
Oh, and had to go pay some taxes.
So an officer who usually supervises the money transfer also ran a check for warrants, saying that a background check was mandated when a player won over a certain amount. And the attorney says it's not mandated.
Yeah, I have a problem with this.
And he said Nelly won larger amounts of money than this a week ago.
Yeah.
So you ran his stuff for no good reason.
Yeah, you need probable cause here.
And it was a warrant for no proof of insurance. He handcuffed Nelly, conducted a search, which led to the discovery of 4 pills.
Of course.
Which are being, quote, tentatively identified as ecstasy. And this is his attorney says, under similar circumstances, assuming there was an old warrant without any notice to the individual for no proof of insurance, any other citizen would have been told to address it and allowed to go on their way. It's important to note that Mr. Haynes, aka Nelly, as part of the requirements to travel internationally, is regularly asked to supply proof of no warrants, including FBI checks. There were none.
True.
I am 100% confident this case will go nowhere, and we'll be asking for an inquiry into this officer's conduct.
I think he's probably right.
I think he might be right. And who's bothering Nelly anyway?
Somebody who was awfully hot in there.
Maybe they
Nelly.
didn't. You hate Nelly?
Hate Nelly. Well, that guy does. He was more of an Ursher fan.
Then maybe so. She gets to stomping in his Air Force Ones.
Totally ran him.
Yeah.
And cuffed him in the casino.
What
the hell?
I don't think you're supposed to do
cop
that.
running enforcement
Come
warrant
on, Bubba. For insurance.
for no insurance. Dude,
Beat it.
a little power is a dangerous thing, you fool.
Gilberto says someone who did not know he was Nelly. I think it's someone who did know he was Nelly.
Exactly who he was, and
Yeah.
probably said, "You know what? I see a warrant out here, and I see you're cashing in some money. I might forget about this warrant. Might forget
Yeah.
about that for a little squat like here, a little cash,
or maybe a little autograph on the Band-Aid
Something,
under
something.
my eye.
Maybe you'll come and perform at my daughter's.
That's
16.
right. Her sweet 16.
Man, I hate hearing stories
Her
like
bat
that.
mitzvah.
I don't think homeboy's working at a bat mitzvah.
Nelly?
I don't know.
Come
the
on.
security guard. in
No, I'm
Missouri.
saying he's trying to get Nelly to work his daughter's bat mitzvah.
Well.
All right. Dude, there's only one segment to go on Small Friday, Rob.
Make some money.
We'll do the daily lines on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Hey, dude, you didn't tell me that he wrecked it, and it looks wrecked. How much was the insurance check? $8,000. Yeah, did y'all spend it on fixing it, or did you put it in your pocket? Well, you know, my cousin, just stop there. Just stop there. All I needed to know is $8,000 insurance and a cousin.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
That's
right.
to turnovers, and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yep. Morning Huddle. Wrapping it up here on a Thursday. Man, I'm going to have a bitchin' nap today. And then tomorrow's Friday. I don't care what y'all say when I call it Friday. Yeah. Vic likes Friday.
Yep.
You got to get down on Friday, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get down.
Everybody likes to get down on a Friday. We got football matches tonight, Bubba. It's time. Let's do the daily lines.
It's not a match.
It's the
It's
Morning
a
Huddle
football
look
match.
at the daily lines.
They use
with
their
AJ and
hands.
Rob on 94.1 Antonio's.
In this corner, the team that accidentally drafted Bryce Young and traded away their future for him, as well as their best wide receiver,
who got paid.
The Carolina Panthers. And in the other corner, a sorry-ass franchise that was kept afloat by one man for, 15, 20 years. And now they've turned back into a pumpkin. The New England Patriots. The Patriots are 6.5-point favorites. 6.5? I don't know, man. I don't know about that. There must be somebody not playing that was supposed to play. But again, I don't know that anybody could be worth that many points on either one of these teams. Who's worth enough points? This line opened at 1.5. It was Patriots minus 1.5. Now it's minus 6.5, pushing towards minus 7. I don't get it, so I'm staying away.
Dave Canales' first coaching.
First day coaching, huh?
Where was he before?
I
guess I got a machine.
Yeah, he's been in a couple places.
I want him to be successful.
Why?
Anytime new blood gets a gig, anytime it's not a retread, some dude that was run off someplace before, somebody that was willing to take a few.
Oh, he was with
less,
Seattle.
was he Seattle. Anytime a new guy gets a gig, I'm going to root for him, and I want Dave Canales to be successful because he's following up a ridiculous hire who had no business even getting rehired for what he'd done to previous franchises. In what's the old backup quarterback?
Frank Reich.
Reich, what a slap. What a retread. So I want Canales to be successful just because I hate retreads that get gigs just because they've done it before.
And yeah, he was with Seattle for a while. But most recently, it says here he was with Tampa. I forgot about that. So he was with Tampa.
He'll be successful, Dave Canales.
43 years old, which, by the way, is how old I am, not 48.
I thought you were 47.
No. Nice try.
56.
Nice try. But yeah, I like Dave Canales.
I don't dislike him. It's just a new dude in a gig. I'd rather him be successful with some retread who's just holding the line for the next retread.
Well, what about Gerard Mayo?
I'd like him too.
Well, only one of them can win tonight.
I'm just saying, in the general thing, I always root for young coaches who are getting their first gig. I saw the success that D'Amico Ryans had. He got a chance and he did it. There's no reason to think that Canales or any other new one can't be successful like this. But anytime you get a chance.
You know, Matthew Judon, last week, I guess it was, when we were at Cowboys camp, Matthew Judon threw a big fit and got in a shouting match with Gerard Mayo and left. And
about the same age.
They had a they finally talked to Gerard Mayo for the first time since that. And he said, we had a conversation. I didn't want to be a distraction to the team, so I went inside. I wasn't participating in those drills that day. I went inside. I got a message, so I came back, talked to the GM. Then I went back inside. Sorry, I'm animated. I talk with my hands. Judon, who is...
He's talking with his hands. I'm taking a step back. That's a big man.
He's let everyone know he's not thrilled about his contract situation. But I can't imagine that's what the argument would be about, because generally players don't talk to coaches about their contracts. Generally, coaches are hopeful that players do get paid because that way they want to play.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way Gerard Mayo's like, we're not paying you. You got to earn it.
Unless Judon's going, you don't pay me enough to do this, I'm not doing it.
Maybe. His current deal has 1 year left with a cap hit of $14.6 million on it. He's a lot better than that.
I'm a fan of Judon. So whatever he says he needs, I'm going to kind of fall on his side.
I think I'm kind of with you on that. But as far as the 6.5, I'm gonna pass politely.
Man, I can't even imagine.
Total's 33.5 in that game. Generally, preseason games are lower scoring.
That's pretty low, though.
That is pretty low. The other game, the Lions and the Giants. The Giants are 3.5-point favorites over the Lions.
You know what? I'm liking this under the 33.5.
I
like the over on this.
You like the over?
I do.
Well, you've got to remember, this is Bryce Young against Drake May. Something's got to give. I mean, like, are you sure that somebody's going to score points in this game?
I think, whoever it is, I think it's going to get a lot of snaps to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? At least a half.
The Lions and Giants, the Giants 3.5-point favorites, and you might be thinking, well, how are the Giants favored? They suck. Lions are good. Remember, this is all about how the backups are.
Right.
You know, this tells you the Lions are playing nobody. They've got no incentive. The Giants maybe have some guys, and they don't have a quarterback competition exactly. But what they do have is a backup quarterback who you feel good running the offense in Tyrod Taylor.
Mm-hmm. An experienced one at that.
Yeah.
Like
so
the Giants.
I don't like the number 3.5. But if I had to play a side, it would be the Giants for me. The total in that one is 34.5, a whopping 34.5. That's down from 36. So money coming in on the under there. In Major League Baseball today, where our hot streak continues, things are going well for us in Major League Baseball. I like it. I want us to stay on track. We've got Kyle Harrison going for the Giants against DJ Hers. DJ Hers for Washington. Giants -122. Frankie Montas and Charlie Effin Morton. Brewers at the Braves. The Braves -125. Randy Vasquez and the Padres take on Luis Ortiz and the Pirates. That is a pick'em game. David Peterson and Austin Gomber. Mets at Rockies. The Mets minus 160. Boy, the Marlins are really throwing a made-up pitcher here. Kyle Tyler. That sounds like a create a character on MLB The Show. That's not a real person. He is a plus 145 home dog against Hunter Green and the Cincinnati Reds. Tyler Anderson and the Angels are 2-1 dogs at the Yankees. Marcus Stroman on the hill, minus 240 to come back on the Yankees. Kevin Gossman and the Blue Jays host Dean Kramer and the Orioles. Orioles slight road favorites, minus 115 in most places. Shane Baz of the Rays is at the Cardinals. Kyle Gibson going for the Redbirds, minus 125. Jordan Montgomery going for the D-backs. Colby Allard going for the Phillies in Arizona. Arizona minus 115. I think that might be if I make a play today, it's probably going to be on Arizona. I like Jordan Montgomery. I like that play. That's the way. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look at the umpire, but that might end up being my only play today. Yesterday remember we talked about the pitching matchup between two of our guys. I mean, what a matchup between Tarek Skubal and George Kirby. Well, it ended up that Skubal, 7 strong innings of work, gets the job done. And Parker Meadows robbed what looked like a surefire home run and got way over the wall in the 8th inning and ended it. But Tariq Skubal only 2 runs allowed over 7 innings. So the Tigers get the better of the Mariners in that matchup yesterday. The Astros got the better of the Rangers yesterday as well. So they took 2 out of 3 in that series. The updated standings in the AL West have the Houston Astros all by them lonesomes in first place, half game up on the Mariners. The Texas Rangers are now 5.5 games back. Dropping like a stone. And the good old Chicago White Sox, they got back on track yesterday as well. Started a new streak, new 1-game losing streak. You can't get to 21 without one. And the White Sox got the job done yesterday as they move their record to 28-89 on the season. On Pace Guy says, wow. Just wow. To put it into perspective, how bad they are. The next worst team in Major League Baseball, the Colorado Rockies, are 14 games better than the Chicago White Sox. And they play in a division with the Padres and the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. Like, how I mean, the White Sox are really just a fascinating tale. So credit to them.
I think they're writing it as they go along. They don't know how this ends other than awful.
Well, yeah, it is awful. Basketball, the Olympics, Team USA, 16-point favorites against Serbia, some would call it. In English, we call it Serbia. In Serbian, I call it Serbia. The total in that game is 189. Rob, what's your feel for the game today?
I like the spread. I don't know about the over.
You like USA?
Yeah, I think 60 is doable.
I think it is too.
Team USA, they've held true, but they're not covering.
They have not.
So, but they're due. And I feel like you've talked about it. We kind of joked that I think Joker has come here and done his job. I'm not sure how motivated he is to keep going because I think he knows that no matter how good we are, we can't beat the French. We can't beat the Americans, and we haven't beaten the Germans yet. So I think this might be it. And if they get ahead, I think they're going to pile it on. I think they're ready to have some fun against a former MVP.
We are about 40 minutes out from the tip for Germany and France. And I think you and I are on opposite sides of this.
You like Germany?
I think I like Germany. Yeah, the Germans 5-point favorites. I don't believe in this French team.
Well, they beat a very young Canadian team.
Yeah, and like you said, that Canadian team just kind of played dumb basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw France almost lose to Japan. Okay, and this German team is legit. They've got some studs,
and they're a champ. They know how to do it. You know what? You talked me into it.
Okay,
I like Germany here.
All right, you're on the team then. 156 is the total in that matchup. So
wow, the 156. What was the
189?
Wow.
There's a bit of a difference there, huh? Little bit of a difference there. Just a tiny little bit. If you want to jump ahead, oh boy, I told you, Patriots now -7. So it's moved. Patriots now -7. If you want to take a look at some of the games tomorrow, if you want to jump in early or on the Cowboys even on Sunday, Texans are 2.5-point favorites at Pittsburgh tomorrow. Baltimore is a 1-point dog hosting the Eagles. Remember, Baltimore, John Harbaugh is legendary for his preseason record.
He does not lose.
Look up the preseason record of the Ravens under John Harbaugh.
4 years now in a row that they haven't lost?
No, they lost last year.
That last
it was like
game.
Their first one
right.
in I think it's way more than 4 years. John Harbaugh is a preseason monster. He does not like to lose. So getting a point at home, that's going to be tough for me to pass on. I've was reading that it might be a bad weather game in Baltimore, which means it could be a lot of rain and muck.
It's even better.
I generally, I know Lamar won't be playing, but I generally, and I wouldn't play Lamar if it was muck. But if it's a swampy field, generally Ravens football works out there. That's against the spread preseason records. Go down to that second article there where it says John Harbaugh. The next one more. And what's it say? John Harbaugh's ATS record is. I know he's been incredible. No, he's really been incredible, just like straight up. But John Harbaugh, yeah, he had a 24-game winning streak that was snapped last year. See if it says his ATS record. John Harbaugh. Career ATS record in the preseason, 40-20, 66% winner against the spread. Dude, I'm gonna have money on the Ravens tomorrow. I can already tell you now. As a dog, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. Cowboys and the Rams on Sunday. What do you think the line is?
Oh gosh, Rams by 6.
Cowboys -4.
-4.
Cowboys road favorites against the Rams.
Strange, man. That's going to move.
They got Cooper Rush, baby.
He is proven commodity.
Go Team USA. Go Team USA.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us. We'll be back tomorrow at 6. Jason and Joe will be around at 2. We're the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting